97.3 The Fan, and the Padres Radio Network. Enjoy the game, everybody.
If you're feeling
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just mailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
The Padres Radio Network.
0-2, swing and a miss!
Padres Baseball is proudly presented by Eco Water SoCal, Hamul Casino Resort, Sinley Food, Frozen Ropes Baseball and Softball Training Facilities, Palomar Health, Smile Spirits, Genesis Home Improvements, North County Transit District, Baja Rick's Cantina, Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, David P. Shapiro, Criminal Defense Attorneys, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Window Depot, Pine Solomon Personal Injury Lawyers, Anthony's Fish Grotto La Mesa, Lineage Watch Company, Timber Tech, Culligan Water of San Diego, KMG Psychiatry, El Centro Motors Ford, Valley View Casino and Hotel, Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Jensen Meat Company, Fraser Farms Market, Trust and Will, Bada Fulkerson Law Group, San Diego County Toyota Dealers Association, Bulkhead Energy Drinks, Kaiser Permanente, and by The Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware. Now, let's take you up to the broadcast booth.
Ground ball to Machado. He hits third, that's one. Goes to second in time. On to first. A triple play!
Here's Jesse Agler and Tony Gwynn Jr.
Petco Park, downtown San Diego, in Game 2 of this 3-game weekend series between the Padres and the visiting St. Louis Cardinals. More of the same last night and some new things. Padres won again, their 6th in a row, but they did so with some new faces and new names on the field, including Mason Miller, who made his Padre debut in a scoreless 8th inning following 7 brilliant frames from Nick Pivetta. Here tonight, Randy Vasquez gets the ball. He'll work with the new catcher, Freddie Fermin, starting behind the dish, and the San Clemente native, Michael McGreevy, on the hill for the Cards. Hi again, everybody, alongside Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus. I'm Jesse Agler. So very glad to have you with us. Padres trying to win 7 in a row for the first time since the first 7 games of the season, and last night was really a heck of a lot of fun.
It really was. The first day of the experiment was successful. Padres get a 4-1 victory, but they get a chance to try a couple of new weapons out here today. You mentioned Freddie Fermin will get the start behind the bench. The Padres playing some great baseball when it's all said and done. They're pitching, they're hitting, they're timely hitting, and those are all good recipes for victories.
No doubt about it. Vasquez has not been asked to work particularly deep into games as of late, but he has done his bit. and he has kind of given Mike Schilt the opportunity to mix match.
Miles Spirits, making San Diego smile.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place. Learn more at jamulcasino.com.
When your home is protected on the outside, life is better on the inside. And it all starts with your roof. Upgrade your roof to a total protection roofing system from Genesis Home Improvements, San Diego's trusted roofing contractor. We use durable, energy-efficient products so you and your family can enjoy year-round comfort, healthier indoor air quality, and lower utility bills. Ready to transform your home? Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com for a free quote and save 15% on services. Put your trust in Genesis Home Improvements.
Kia has 10 electrified utility vehicles to choose from. Whether you're ready to take a Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid on a road trip, a professional looking to navigate traffic in an EV9, or someone who wants electric for every day and fuel for far away with a Sorento plug-in hybrid, Kia has something for you. Find out more at your local Kia showroom today. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. The 2025 Sorento PHEV has an EPA estimated all-electric range of 31 miles on a full battery charge. Actual range will vary.
Game 2 between the Padres and the Cardinals. Padres look to make it 7 straight here tonight as they continue to try to play some great baseball. Let's get you to today's Cardinal lineup. First, today's Cardinal lineup is brought to you by Palomar Health.
Timepieces. They're a celebration of American craftsmanship. Designed, engineered, and purpose-built in the USA, Lineage's watches are uniquely powered by American movements. Define your legacy today with a Lineage timepiece at lineagewatchco.com. That's lineagewatchco.com. Lineage Watch Company, the official timepiece of the San Diego Padres radio network.
Hey, it's Rick from Baja Rick's Cantina in the Gas Lamp. San Diego's baseball team is on the home stretch to bringing us a championship. So come on and join the party. Try our new game day specials. We've got a 1-pound TJ hot dog, a bacon cheeseburger quesadilla, or our new birria grilled cheese sandwich. We've got $10 Blowfish margaritas and 32-ounce Coors Light drafts. Our DJ keeps the party going, and when you gotta go, did I mention our new baños? Now, let's play ball on the San Diego Padres radio network.
Randy Vasquez getting his Warm-up tosses on. Let's get you to the Padre lineup. Brought to you by Palomar Health. Recognized as the world's best hospital 7 years in a row and is stepping up to the plate to provide you with the best care. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor. Padres 61-49 on the season. Fernando Tatis Jr. will lead off. He'll be in right field for the Padres. Luis Arraez will play first base. He'll bat second. Manny Machado will bat third. He'll play third base. Jackson Merrill will patrol in center field. He'll bat cleanup. Xander Bogaerts will bat fifth. He'll play shortstop. Ryan O'Hearn gets to start as the designated hitter. He'll bat sixth. Ramon Laureano back in left field. He'll bat seventh. Jake Cronenworth will bat eighth. He'll play second base. And Freddie Fermin gets to start behind the dish. He'll bat ninth. On the mound, Randy Vasquez, 3-4 with a 3.65 ERA. Jesse.
All right, Tony, thank you very much. Randy ready to go in the home white pinstripes. Cardinals have mixed it up wearing their Saturday road game powder blue alternates. Mighty fine up against those candy apple red helmets with the red numbers on the back. Brendan Donovan, a left-handed hitter, will lead off. All-star for the Cardinals this year, but slumping in the second half. And first pitch swinging, hits one in the air high and deep towards the right field corner. Fernando is at the wall, and he hops up to make the catch up against the Petco side. In the Petco porch, Donovan just misses, and one pitch, one out here in the top of the first inning.
Caught it off the end a little bit. Right up against the wall, Tatis goes and is able to track it down for out number one.
So now Ivan Herrera, the designated hitter for the Cardinals and a right-handed batter. And he takes a fastball a little bit away. 1 ball and no strikes. First day of this chapter of the 2025 season. Got off to a brilliant start last night. Wasn't one of the new guys leading the way, though, is Nick Pivetta. A 1-0 pitch, a fastball strike, 1-1, 7 innings, 1 run, 1 hit, no walks, 5 strikeouts. And really did more than his part as the Padres kind of rolled to a 4-1 win last night. See how it goes here as they try and make it 7 in a row in the win column. 1-1 to Herrera, grounded foul toward the Cardinal dugout on the left side, and it's now 1-2. Game time temperature 70 degrees, brought to you by Lineage Watch Company, San Diego's very own watch brand, and the official timepiece of the Padres radio network. Order yours today at lineagewatchco.com. That's lineagewatchco.com. Curveball outside, 2-2 to Herrera. Not only 70 degrees, but perfectly clear skies, which is very much not the case in Bristol, Tennessee. 2-2 to Herrera, and outside, ball 3.
The opposite of what it looks like here, it looks like in Bristol, Tennessee right now.
Now, if you're not aware, they are attempting to play the Major League Speedway Classic there between the Braves and the Reds. Certainly you've heard about it. At the NASCAR track in Bristol, Tennessee, they sat through a very long rain delay, got the game started, and it has already stopped again after about 20 minutes. 3-2 to Herrera, sent in the air, foul ground, first base. Arraez over to give it a look. Long way to go to the side wall, but it'll come down in the camera well just beyond the Padre dugout. Mike Pomerantz and Keith getting out of the way just in time, and the count remains full, 3-2. So Vasquez, right out of the chute here, second batter of the game, having one of these longer ABs. That's something we've talked a lot about.
Got to 1-2, and therefore after the hitter has seen 3 pitches, this is number 4.
And another foul ball. That's a tough place to be for a pitcher.
It's part development, part mental. I think for Vasquez, he has so much success getting the soft contact. I think he gets ahead and wants to put guys away.
This one is hit hard on a line to deep center. Merrill racing back. It'll be over his head, bouncing up against the wall. Jackson plays it well, sends it in towards second base. But a standing double for Ivan Herrera on the 8th pitch of his at-bat.
And the reason that's a problem is the hitter starts to see everything you have to offer. He gets more comfortable. This is a misplaced sinker that ends up out over the plate. They want it in underneath the hands, and Herrera with a bullet to center field. 1 hops to center field wall. 1 out double for Herrera.
Alec Burleson now with a runner on second, 1 out. Just underway at Petco, the very, very rare 7-10 start. That game in Bristol, the reason why, by the way. First pitch is a cutter for a strike right down the middle, 0-1. Fox Television has that exclusive window that kind of swallows up the usual 5:40 on a Saturday for a couple of months during the summer. This is the last week of it. Back to 5:40 next Saturday against the Red Sox. 0-1 pitch is popped up, shallow left field. Laureano in and towards the line on the move. He will get to the spot and make the catch, 2 down. Right near the foul line in fair territory. So Burleson is out. Herrera back to second base, 2 away. And Wilson Contreras is coming up. He had the only RBI of the night last night for the Cardinals. He homered against Pivetta in the 5th inning, the only hit that Nick allowed in 7 frames. He talked about it yesterday. Basically turns into Barry Bonds when he plays the Padres, and particularly here at Petco. Obviously not a home run friendly park in general. First pitch, and Contreras left that elbow out there trying to get hit, but it misses inside, ball 1. How about this for Contreras? He has now hit in 8 consecutive games in this building and has homered 5 of his last 8 games at Petco Park. Here's the 1-0. That's sent in the air to center field, not too deep. Jackson a little bit into right center, comes in a couple of steps, and he makes the catch down to scoreless, top of the 1st inning. No runs, a hit. Herrera left at second base. No score with the Padres coming up against Michael McGreevy on the Padres Radio Network.
Now that baseball's...
And TimberTech has collections with top-rated fire resistance, including a Class A flame spread rating, so you can build a beautiful outdoor space with confidence. See for yourself why TimberTech is everything wood should be. Order free samples at TimberTech.com. Hey, Padre fans, just like you, my pets are family. That's why I trust Petco for the food they love and the services they need to stay happy and healthy, all at great prices. Petco, go to Petco.
Bottom of the 1st inning, no score. Fernando Tatis Jr. leads off against the tall right-hander, Orange County guy, Michael McGreevy. First pitch on the way, and Fernando chops it to shortstop. Wynn has got it, and before the first is in time. 1 pitch, 1 out for McGreevy, with Luis Ariz coming up. And Luis has just been absolutely magical the last couple of weeks. A 14-game hitting streak. And look, not only is that the longest active in baseball right now, it ties for the longest hitting streak of Luis Ariz's career. This is a 3-time batting champion, and tonight an opportunity to create the longest hitting streak he's ever had. First pitch, and Ariz with a statue take of a fastball, 0-1.
Yeah, he's Luis Ariz right now. This is the real him. I think he has kind of been trying to search for this version of himself, and he has arrived.
Got the average up to 297, fouls this one back, 0-2. He is hitting .411 during the 14-game hitting streak.
7 for 15 on this homestand so far. And the Padres are just enjoying really all of the guys at the top of the lineup swinging the bat well.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun to watch. A lot of them doing things they have never done before or have not done many times in their careers. McGreevy up 0-2, the pitch, and Luis knocks it the other way. That is a fair ball down the left field line. It'll bounce and roll towards the corner. Burleson comes up with it. Ariz into second. And for the first time in Luis Ariz's career, a 15-game hitting streak.
He is locked in at the plate. This is a great pitch. Not a good pitch, a great pitch from McGreevy. It's a backdoor breaking ball. It's down. It's probably off the plate a little bit. Couldn't have asked for a better pitch. It didn't matter.
That was the Padres' first hit of the game, brought to you by Frozen Ropes Travel Ball. Free tryouts underway. Ages 7-14 with Coach Kurt and his Frozen Ropes team. Check them out at SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com, at SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. First pitch swinging. Manny fouls it back, strike 1. So each team with a 1-out double in their half of the first inning, and we'll see if the Padres are able to take advantage after the Cardinals could not. They left Herrera at second base in the top of the inning. Manny, by the way, a 9-game hitting streak. Here's the 0-1, and it's in the dirt, 1 ball and 1 strike. Machado 19 for his last .538 in that hitting streak. That is literally a 500 batting average.
As I said, there's a lot of that happening at the top of this lineup.
And that is how you put together a 6-game winning streak. Padres with a chance to win 7 in a row for the first time since they were 7-0. 1-1, good breaking ball and a swing and a miss. 1-2 to Machado. And not to get too caught up in the standings on August 2nd, a couple of long months to go here this regular season, but Tampa Bay shut out the Dodgers today 4-0. If the Padres were to win this game tonight, they would be 2 back in the West. Pitch up and away, Manny able to hold his swing, and the count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Padres and Dodgers will get together multiple times in the next couple of weeks. The final 2 regular season series between the teams are coming up here this month. McGreevy will step off, kind of reset on the mound. Padres knocked him around really good in that Sunday game in St. Louis last weekend. 2-2 to Machado with a rise dancing at second. And the pitch golfed in the air down the left field line. Burleson over. He looks, and it bangs off the wall. Arise will come in to score. Manny going to try for 2. Here's the throw and the tag. He is out. But the Padres take a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning.
Right now, it doesn't seem like McGreevy's fooling at least those first 3 guys. It's a curveball. It's down. It's below the zone, but Machado saw it out of the hand, just kind of waited for it, beats it off the Palomar sign in left field, and the Padres jump ahead 1-0 on the RBI single for Manny Machado.
Padre cleanup hitter brought to you by Asgard Energy. Get a free solar estimate and clean up your energy bill at AsgardEnergy.com. Jackson Merrill is the cleanup hitter. He takes up and away, ball 1. Veteran and locally owned Asgard Energy, your trusted name in solar for Southern California. Pods with a 1-0 lead, 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the first. And Merrill grounds one foul at third base, 1-1. So both Arise and Machado take care of the hitting streaks here in the first inning. And now we can get on to the more serious business of winning the game. Nice night last night for Jackson, 2 for 4. His 2-run single in the 5th inning made it 4-1. That would be the final score. Pitch is swung on and popped into left field. Burleson ambling in, a little bit over towards the left field line. He is there to make the catch and end the inning. Padres get a run on 2 hits, nobody left on base, and after 1 at Petco Park, it's the Padres 1 and the Cardinals 0 on the Padres Radio Network.
When you're
anytime we can put on these uniforms, the same ones that those guys played before us in the Negro Leagues, it's an honor to put it on and to share this field with them.
It's a piece of history, so I mean, to be able to wear it present day is honestly an unreal feeling.
Once the lights are on and the anthem takes place and you're standing there on the line, it'll sink in as to what this moment really means, because I do think it's a meaningful day.
Oppo Taco.
I'm gonna guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a
home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one. A hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack. You know, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
Run with your next outdoor job? Swing into J&W Lumber for brands like TimberTech and Trex for all your decking, fencing, and pergola needs. We have everything you need, always in stock. Call 760-444-4299 or visit jwlumber.com. Let's get it started.
Top of the second inning, the Trustin Will score is the Padres 1 and the Cardinals 0. Left-hand hitting Lars Nootbaar will lead off for the Redbirds against Randy Vasquez. Nootbaar off the injured list today. We did not see him in St. Louis. And the first pitch fastball is a little bit in. 1 ball and no strikes. Nootbaar had a sort of rib thing. Had a very fancy medical name that I cannot pronounce, but had some great discomfort around the ribcage sternum area. 1-0 pitch low, 2 balls and no strikes. Missed a few weeks and now back in there. Newpar will be followed by Mason Wynn and Nolan Gorman, who came off the IL last night, but they put Nolan Arenado on the IL yesterday. Here's the 2-0, and Newpar flinches. He takes low, 3 balls and no strikes. 89th game of the year for Newpar, hitting .227 with a dozen homers and 37 runs batted in. And always a guy willing to take a walk. Vasquez goes 3-0 on him. Now a fastball at the top of the zone for a strike, 3-1.
Haskell catches the top of the zone there and gets the first strike of the AB.
See, Fermin calling the pitches on his keypad behind the plate as this one's grounded off the right side of the mound into right center, and a base hit for Newpar. So he returns, and a leadoff single in the top of the second inning. But yeah, I mean, look, you don't often see catchers traded at the deadline. Certainly not the way you see a lot of other players. And the reality is for Freddie Fermin, boy, an awful lot of work, I'm sure, the last day and a half getting ready for the start here tonight.
A ton. And I bet you that he hasn't even got a quarter of the way through that. He's kind of having to work as he goes because he's in the lineup. He's got Vasquez. That's where his focus is going to be all day today.
Runner on first, nobody out. Double play, always a possibility with Vasquez. And a fastball a little bit outside. 1-0 to the right-hand hitting Mason Wynn. Wynn, the Cardinals shortstop, 1 out of 3 with an 8th inning single last night. One of the 2 hits that Mason Miller allowed in his Padre debut before getting the inning-ending double play. 1-0, Wynn swings and pops it into shallow center. Jackson Merrill charging straight in. He'll get to the spot, make the catch, and that's out number 1. Newpar back to first base. Gorman coming up. Top of the second, brought to you by Sinley Food. Ignite your taste buds with the freshest flavors at Sinley Food. Discover authentic ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard, the Cook's Asian Resource. Padres with a 1-0 lead. Manny Machado an RBI single to bring home Luis Arraez, who had doubled right before him. Gorman, left-handed batter. Randy's first pitch to him is a good curveball for a strike, 0-1. Cardinals pretty much going left, right, all the way down their lineup here tonight. Fermin continues to call the pitches behind the dish. And the 0-1 kicks away from Fermin. That'll roll to the backstop, and Newpar advancing to second base. So the count even 1-1. And there goes your hope, the ground ball double play. It'll be a pass ball on Fermin. It just kind of kicked off the side of his mitt as it headed down towards the dirt.
Yeah, that's one of the things that can happen when you haven't caught a guy before, not 100% sure how the ball's going to move, and just kind of boxes that one as he gets the pass ball.
1-1 to Gorman, and he grounds it into the Padre double. Look at it. 1, 2 strikes now. Yu Darvish kind of leaned out of the way as that one came towards him. Might have gotten a piece of Shingo Ori in the first base double.
As much as Shingo works out, I'm sure it didn't hurt him at all.
That's a great point. Made of muscle.
All muscle.
1-2 is right on the outside corner, but they don't get the call. Home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez, who seems to upset someone pretty much every single time he's behind the plate.
Certainly did not agree that was a strike. At least on our box, it looked like it caught the corner.
2-2. And the pitch is swung on and fouled back out of play. So count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on Gorman. Talked in the open about Vasquez not working too deep into games. And it's funny because it's not any of the usual reasons. It's not because his pitch count is way up in the 5th inning. It's not because he's getting knocked around in the 5th inning. It's just because he hasn't really proven to everybody that it's worth rolling the dice beyond that point. Pitch here is in, and strike 3 call. Good curveball locked up Gorman, 2 away in the top of the second inning. Number 8 hitter Pages coming up, and I like the way you said it at the beginning of the night. It's just sort of like there's got to be more in there for Randy Vasquez.
For sure. I mean, listen, I think the staff feels like there's certainly more in there, but he's got to make the switch to just completely commit to having these guys put the ball in play soft.
First pitch to Pages is a little bit up 0-1.
And you can see it because he'll get ahead 1-2, and then he's trying to make the best possible pitch possible. He'll overcook it or possibly leave it over the middle plate because he's trying to throw the best one he's ever thrown.
Runner on second, 2 outs, 1-0 Padres, top of the second inning. Pitch to Pages, grounded sharply right to Bogarts at shortstop. Xander collects it, and the throw to first is in time to end the inning. Lead single by Nootbaar. He's left at second base after 1.5. Padres 1, Cardinals 0. And now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino and Hotel.
Now that baseball season is in full swing, get ready for Major League winning when you join the most generous players club in Southern California at Valley View Casino and Hotel. Join and receive over $200 in free.
Well, when we moved downtown San Diego from Qualcomm to Petco Ballpark, new uniforms were on the way, and this is the Padre home white. This jersey is from 2007, which was a career year for myself, winning a Cy Young. There's some different memories that stand out. One in this uniform against the Braves, where I struck out a Padre record 16, wearing this jersey, trying to make the Padre and the Friar faithful proud.
The bottom of the second is brought to you by Symbiotic, the official wellness partner of the San Diego Padres. Take charge of your health with premium supplements. Visit Symbiotica.com.
Xander Bogaerts leads off with the Padres ahead 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning, and then a couple of the new guys, Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Laureano. First pitch on the way from McGreevy, and a breaking ball down and away. 1-0 to Xander. Stat of the day brought to you by Culligan Water of San Diego, providing advanced water treatment solutions, including softeners, filters, and bottled water. Pitch a strike, 1-1. Ensuring cleaner, safer, and great tasting water for homes and businesses since 1936. And just to give you a little bit of a sense of how these two teams are headed in opposite direction. Here's the 1-1, and Bogaerts takes near the outside corner for a strike. You might know, you mentioned it, Padres have won 6 consecutive games. They are now a dozen games above 500 for the first time since mid-May. So the Padres matching what was a high watermark a couple of months ago. Cardinals, on the other hand, have lost 18 of 26. And last night they fell below 500 for the first time since they were 18 and 19. 1-2 pitch is up and away. Count even on Bogaerts. That was May 6th. So the Padres 12 over for the first time since mid-May. Cardinals below 500 for the first time since early May.
I would say those two teams are going the opposite direction.
There you go. 2-2. Bogaerts reaches for it, chops it slowly towards third base. Gorman charges, and as it roll off his glove, Xander is safe. It's going to be tough no matter what. Cardinals have not played good defense in this series. Gorman had a big error last night that was combined with that bizarre error by Contreras. This will go as another infield hit for Bogaerts, who had one of those in the 8th inning last night. But either way, Padres being rewarded again for putting the ball in play.
As you said, it was going to be a tough play, even if Gorman came up with it. He did. Infield single for Xander.
So now O'Hearn, the left-handed batter. First pitch to him is a fastball, strike nothing and 1. Ryan pinch hit for Iglesias in the bottom of the 6th last night, was promptly hit by a pitch, and then lined out his only other time up. Making his first start as a Padre here tonight, and acting as the designated hitter. Bogaerts at first, nobody out. They throw over to check on him. Remember, Xander 16 out of 17 stealing bases this year. And what a bench for Mike Schilt tonight, huh? We got Sheets from the left side, Iglesias and Diaz from the right side, Bryce Johnson, a switch hitter. Here's the 0-1, and O'Hearn takes high. Count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Certainly a good problem to have. Most managers would love to have this problem.
It will be fascinating, particularly with O'Hearn and Sheets, to see how playing time is divided in the immediate future. Oftentimes, as we say, these things have a way of working themselves out. Pitch is outside, 2-1.
I can tell you this, having had Gavin on the show yesterday, Gwen and Chris, 2 to 6, Monday through Friday, he seemed to be fully aware that roles could change and, more importantly, willing to embrace whatever that role change may or may not be.
2-1, and O'Hearn takes high again, ball 3.
And that's so important when you get to this time of the year, that guys are focused on what they can do in any way possible to help win a ball game.
Sheets had a great line in the paper today. He said, look, at the beginning of this year, I had 2 goals in mind. 3-1, and O'Hearn lines it foul the other way. One was, I'm paraphrasing, to kind of get my career back on track, my hitting back on track. He has checked that box, quite frankly, at this point.
Check.
And he said the second was to win a World Series.
So I guess he's only got 1 box to check, and he's willing to do, just in his how he spoke about it, whatever that may be.
Padres with a 1-0 lead in the second inning. 3-2 to O'Hearn. Bogaerts takes off, and a foul ball back to the net. Count remains full, 3-2. Padres facing Michael McGreevy for the second time in a week. It was tough for him on Sunday afternoon in St. Louis. Did not get out of the 5th inning and allowed 7 runs on 9 hits. Padres won the game 9-2. They had 16 hits on the day. They had a 2-0 lead before they even made an out in the first inning. 3-2 the pitch. Bogaerts runs and a ground ball towards first, foul. So O'Hearn turning in a stubborn AB. Welcome to the club. You'll fit right in.
Fitting right in already. This has been something that Jesse and I have been pointing out really the last 2.5, 3 weeks, even before the wind started to follow. And as I said, you could start to see good habits form.
8th pitch of the at-bat, and O'Hearn swings and misses, strike 3. This time Bogaerts was not running, and that is out number 1 here in the bottom of the second inning. First strikeout of the night for McGreevy.
In terms of Bogey not running, that actually worked out in the Padres' favor. It was a fastball up, a perfect pitch, almost a pitch out to throw on. They get the punchy for the first out.
Now the left fielder, Ramon Laureano, second straight start with his new team, and he takes a fastball strike at the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Laureano yesterday 0 for 4 in his Padre debut, struck out, grounded out, flew out a couple of times. Really good numbers so far this year, though, hitting collectively .285 with 15 home runs on the season, 46 runs batted in, getting on base at a .350 clip, and he plays great defense. Bogaerts at first, 1 down. Padres with a 1-0 lead. And Laureano slices it the other way. That's a fair ball up the right field line, headed towards the corner. Xander speeding towards third base. He's going to be waved by Tim Leeper. Here's Donovan's relay to the dish. It is not in time. Ramon Laureano's first hit as a Padre scores Bogaerts from first, and the Padres lead it 2-0.
Good piece of hitting by Laureano there. Shoots it to the opposite field side, keeps it just inside that right field line, and Xander Bogaerts was on his horse. Scores all the way from first, does not slide, which actually I think plays in his favor. Pages was looking to put the tag down on a foot. All of a sudden that leg comes in just before the tag. Padres take a 2-0 lead.
It's a triple for Laureano, and now the Cardinals got to bring the infield in against Jake Cronenworth. First pitch, and Jake takes a fastball strike, 0-1. That was one thing Laureano had not done this year with the Orioles, a 3-bagger. So naturally, his first hit in a new uniform is a triple. All 4 infielders drawn in, and Jake takes up and away, 1 ball and 1 strike. So McGreevy, it might look a little bit different than on Sunday, but once again having trouble preventing the Padres from getting guys on base and scoring runs. 2-0, and obviously an opportunity for more here with Laureano at third, only one out. Ball and a strike, McGreevy deals, and he came in, hit him on the elbow. Jake will take first base. So the number 9 hitter is Freddie Fermin will come to bat. His Padre debut here tonight, making his first plate appearance in the brown and gold. And it'll come with 2 on and 1 out.
Padres putting pressure on McGreevy. This one catches him on the elbow guard. Cronenworth will take first and third now for Freddie Fermin, his first at bat as a Padre.
Laureano has driven in a run. And Fermin gets in with 2 on and 1 out. First pitch, Fermin chops it to the right side. Donovan way to his left has it. Thought about second, instead he'll go to first. That forces Fermin. Laureano scores, an RBI ground out, and the Padres lead it 3-0.
Job done by Fermin. Kind of inside outs the pit, the sinker in on his hands, but it does the job. Padres pick up another run. They lead 3-0 here in the second.
7, 8, 9 just now. RBI triple, hit by pitch, RBI ground out. Cronenworth on second, 2 away, and now top of the order for Tatis. Fernando grounded a short on the first pitch that McGreevy threw in the first inning. Up again in the second. Jake leads at second base, and the first pitch grounded slowly to the right side. Contreras backhands it way off the line, and a good feed to McGreevy covering. That is in time to end the inning, but the Padres get a couple of more runs here in the bottom of the second inning. They do it on 2 hits, and they leave Cronenworth at second base. We go to the third at Petco Park. Now
through your smartphone 24/7. And if you need cash, access one of our 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs. San Diego County Credit Union. It's not big bank banking, it's better. Message and data rates may apply. Federally insured by the NCUA. For details, visit sdccu.com. Don't miss the Michael King bobblehead presented by Cox on Wednesday, August 20th. Limited to the first 40,000 fans in attendance when the Padres play the Giants at 6:40. This exclusive bobblehead features Michael taking the mound in a gold crown and cape. Visit Padres.com/giveaways.
Luis Arraez leads off in the bottom of the third inning. Padres with a 3-0 lead, and he takes the first pitch cutter for his strike from McGreevy, 0-1. Arraez doubled and scored in the first inning. Manny brought him home as the Padres got out to the early lead. Added 2 more in the second. We'll see about the third as the 0-1 pitch is taken high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, we told you that the Cardinal right-hander Michael McGreevy is from San Clemente. Talked about it a little bit last Sunday afternoon. Pitched collegiately at UC Santa Barbara. 1-1 pitch, sprayed foul the other way, 1-2. But we got new information, or a little bit more information on Michael McGreevy here tonight. And despite the fact that he grew up in San Clemente, he did not grow up an Angel fan. He did not grow up a Dodger fan. Rather, he grew up a Padre fan. And not only did Michael McGreevy, starting at Petco Park tonight for the first time in his career, grow up a Padre fan, but he has been featured on Padres television. 1-2 is outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yes. Our old friend Mark Sweeney, who works for the Cardinals now.
Yeah.
You might remember back in the day, he and Mike Pomerantz did those instructional videos out on the wiffle ball field with the little kids. And when Michael McGreevy was 9 years old, he was one of those little kids. Foul ball still 2-2.
Yeah, man. I mean, kid from San Clemente, a big-time Padre fan, got a chance to participate in one of those kind of instructionals that Sween used to put on.
I do wonder if it was a hitting one or a pitching one. 2-2 on the ground. The other direction will be backhanded by Winage. Short throws off balance and in time to get Arraez, who kind of gestures towards him like, come on, man, get out of here. But that's what Mason Wynn can do, and 1 out in the bottom of the third inning.
That's a special play right there. The glove work, not crazy special, but the arm strength. Mind you, he is moving away from first base. Perfect one-hop throw to take Luis Arraez' second hit away from him.
Here comes the Lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. 1 out, nobody on for Machado. Manny chops it over the mound. This time it'll be the second baseman, Donovan, on the shortstop side of the bag. And his throw to first base is in time. So 2 away in the bottom of the third inning. The Trustin will score is the Padres 3 and the Cardinals nothing. Jackson Merrill comes up 0 for 1. He flew out to left field to end the bottom of the first inning. Talked about his 2-run single in the 5th last night. Jackson is now hit in 10 out of his last 11 games. And the RBIs are coming fast and furious right now for Merrill. Pitch outside, called a strike. And the count is 0-1. About a third of Jackson Merrill's RBIs this year have come in about the last 2 weeks.
As his production has ticked up.
0-1 in the dirt.
More importantly, I would argue that the guys in front of him now are getting on base at a higher clip, and he's able to cash those in.
Driven in 43 runs this year, and again, almost a third of them in the last 2 weeks. So, yeah, I mean, that's a really, really good way to sort of illustrate this offense clicking in a way that it hadn't been the previous couple of months. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom 3, and the 1-1 pitch is fouled straight back. 1-2 now on Merrill with the Padres ahead 3-0.
Yeah, I don't think it's by accident that you've seen those RBI numbers tick up as he swung the bat better, but also as Luis Arraez has swung the bat better. Not only Luis Arraez, Fernando in the bottom portion of the lineup as well.
Yeah, and Fernando, it seems like just on base every single night for the last month. 1-2, the pitch. Merrill swings, sends it in the air, foul up the left field line. Burleson over, but he won't have a play. Comes down well into the seats. And still 1-2 on Merrill. Tatis has reached safely in 9 consecutive games. He has walked in 6 straight games. First time he's ever done that in the major leagues. So, yeah, many ducks on the pond for Jackson Merrill. 1-2 hit hard on a line to deep center field. Scott's going back. He is at the wall. This one gonna go. And another run batted in for Jackson Merrill. His 8th home run of the season. Padres have scored in all 3 innings to begin the night, and they lead the Cardinals 4-0.
You see teams trying to attack the top of the zone. You don't see teams try to attack this part of the zone for good reason. Tried to go to the top. He missed, caught far too low in that zone, and this ball is pummeled to center. 105 off the bat, 415 as Jackson Merrill picks up his 8th homer of the year.
Pretty much on a line. There's Xander. He takes outside, ball 1. Padres have done it in pretty much every way already tonight, and it's only the 3rd inning. Seen an RBI single, an RBI triple, an RBI ground out, now a home run. Breaking ball strike, 1-1 to Bogaerts.
It's not the big explosive inning, but it's consistently getting a run. So far, they've scored in all 3.
Xander takes low, 2-1. Yeah, last night was, one of the things we've seen a lot this year. They had a big inning, and that was good enough. Putting together 4 a little bit differently so far tonight. Is the 2-1, and Bogaerts fouls it off his foot. We'll pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hi, this is Jackson Merrill. The Padres play here on 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
With Tony Gwynn Jr. and our producer-engineer Dave Marcus, I'm Jesse Agler. Padres with a 4-0 lead over the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 2 outs, nobody on, 2-2 to Bogaerts. And Xander hits one off the end of the bat into shallow left field. Burleson coming in, not going to get there. Drops in and another hit. Bogaerts 2 for 2. And the Padres make 2-out noise here in the 3rd inning. That'll keep it going for Ryan O'Hearn.
A little happiness for Xander off the end of the bat. Probably broke that bat. Nonetheless, finds some outfield grass in left field. He's 2 for 2 on the night.
Padres already 4 runs on 6 hits as they bat here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First pitch to O'Hearn, a left-handed batter, is a sharp breaking ball that misses well outside, 1-0. Laureano and Fermin have both been productive here tonight. Now O'Hearn an opportunity with a man aboard, 2 outs. Pitch grounded to the right side. Donovan, a little bit of a scoop to his right. He's got it and slings it to first in time to end the inning. Padres get another run, couple hits, and Bogart's left on base. Jackson Merrill, his 8th home run of the year, and we go to the 4th inning at Petco. It's now the Padres 4 and the Cardinals nothing on the Padres Radio Network.
Helping people of San Diego isn't just what we do, it's who we are at your San Diego Honda dealers. We're here and ready to help.
Talk to me.
This is called a Crawford dog. Hamburger bun.
Yes.
2 split top Angus beef hot dogs griddled on the skillet, on the plancha. And then we do a bacon onion jam with Crawford Bach beer.
Pick it up like a burger.
Pick it up like a burger and you just go in, man.
Let's go to town. Boom. Oh, best hot dog I've ever had. Best hot dog I've ever had. I love this, man.
This is how I grew up eating hot dogs.
And to receive personalized service tailored to your project needs, visit jwlumber.com.
Let's get it started.
Top of the 4th inning at Petco Park. Contreras will lead off for the Cardinals against Randy Vasquez. Newport and Wynn to follow. Pods with a 4-0 lead. And a first pitch cutter for a strike, 0 and 1 to Contreras, who flew to center field his first time up, now 2 for his last 21. One of those 2, the home run against Pavetta last night, the only hit he allowed. Swing and a miss here, and the count, no balls and 2 strikes. And again, Randy Vasquez, such an interesting study with the way the Padres have sort of utilized it. But you've got to know a couple of things about Randy. Here's the 0-2, and Contreras hits it in the air to deep left field. Laureano's going back on the run. It'll go off the base of the wall. Laureano able to field it cleanly, comes up firing to second base. Shows off the arm as Contreras goes in, standing up just ahead of the tag from Jake Cronenworth. And boy, Wilson Contreras loves him some Petco Park. A leadoff double here in the 4th.
Doesn't matter the pitcher or what. If it has a Padre uniform on, he's on a heater. This is a sweeper. Thought he hit it off the end of the bat, but this ball just kept going. Hits the base of the wall. Leadoff double for Contreras.
That was almost another home run, by the way. Told you earlier he has homered in 5 of his last 8 games here. Now Newbar, left-handed batter with a runner on second, nobody out. Vasquez, first pitch to him is a fastball, strike, 0 and 1. But all right, here you go with Randy Vasquez. First of all, we told you this earlier, the Padres have won each of his last 6 starts. Now, he doesn't have a win in that time, in large part because of how they've utilized him. But he's given him a shot. Here's a foul ball for strike 2. The other thing is, this guy's made 21 starts coming into tonight. In 18 of the 21, Randy has allowed 3 or fewer runs.
And that's what I'm referring to, that it hasn't been, he hasn't been coming out of these games because he's struggling through his outing. He's thrown the ball well. But there's certainly more in there.
0-2 grounded back to Vasquez, who's got it. Thought about throwing to second. And instead has to watch Contreras back and throw Newbar out, 1 away. Nice play by Vasquez. And had either of the middle infielders been at second base, might have had a shot to get Contreras there. He was pretty far off the bat.
He definitely had a shot and was willing to take the shot, but no one was there. He even took another peek after he started to go to first just to make sure. Either way, he does a terrific job of keeping Contreras right at second while he got the out at first.
Mason Wynn, the batter, right-handed hitter. And first pitch is a little bit in, 1 ball and no strikes. Padres 4, and the Cardinals nothing, with Contreras at second, 1 out in the 4th. Padre pitching continues to be masterful with runners in scoring position. 1-0 is outside, 2 balls and no strikes. The other thing with Vasquez, now 11 consecutive no decisions. No Padre starter has ever done that before. But again, it just goes to the way they're utilizing him. It's not a knock on him. It's not a feather in his cap. It's just sort of circumstantial. And notable, pretty wild, 11 in a row. Is the 2-0. Wynn swings and misses.
Good cutter. Right at the bottom of his own outside corner.
Padres an opportunity to pick up a game on the Dodgers here tonight. They've got the early lead. 2-1 to Mason Wynn. He squares to bunt, pops it up behind the plate. That'll come down into the seats. And the count now 2-2. It is, in my mind, too early to be getting too far into the standings, but it's been a while since we've kind of seen these two teams, the Padres and the Dodgers, as tight as they are in the West. Those two series they will play later this month will go an awful long way in deciding where things stand heading into September. 2-2 to Mason Wynn. Runner on second, 1 out. Here's the pitch, and Wynn swings, hits it in the air, foul up the right field line. Trustin will score. The Padres 4 and the Cardinals nothing. Wynn is 0 for 1. He popped out to Merrill in the second inning. Cardinals have to this point had exactly 1 hit each of the first 4 innings. 2-2. And Wynn lines this one over Xander and into shallow center field. That's a base hit. Contreras kind of held up to see if it would be caught. Probably easier to see from here than down there. And it's a knock for Wynn to put runners on the corners with 1 away for Nolan Gorman.
No doubt easier to see from up here than it would be on that field. It's a low liner. Can't quite tell where the depth is of Bogey. Bogey did a great acting job pretending like he had a shot at it. He had none. But either way, it keeps Contreras from scoring here with 1 out.
And now if you're Randy Vasquez, perhaps you're able to lean on that thing you have leaned on so many times this year, the ground ball double play. Gorman, left-handed batter, takes the first pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. Randy Vasquez has gotten 8 ground ball double plays so far this year, and he is officially the team leader because Stephen Kolek is no longer a Padre. But Kolek got almost unbelievably 17 ground ball double plays and not even 80 innings pitched so far this season.
Quite remarkable considering, he went down and missed some starts and still far and away the leader.
With a 1-0 count and Vasquez dealing with some traffic here, Ruben Niebla is out to chat. Visit to the mound brought to you by the Window Depot, offering the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. One of my favorite things to do during a mound visit is when the home plate umpire comes up to break up the conversation. And if Ruben's still talking, the way Manny Machado will try and engage the umpire in conversation. It is not an accident.
No, it's not.
And it is very humorous from afar.
Very effective, too.
It is. Hey, man, what do you got there? Back to work on Nolan Gorman. First and third, 1 out. Padres lead 4-0. Pitch on the way is in the dirt, smothered by the catcher Fermin. And now 2-0 to Gorman. Padres have given Vasquez some early run support, but the Cardinals have not made life too easy on him so far tonight. Man aboard every inning. So far, he has played traffic cop. 2-0 pitch, lined sharply up the middle. Diving attempt by Bogaerts, but it's into center and a base hit. Contreras comes in to score. An RBI single for Gorman. That's the 3rd hit of the inning for the Cardinals, and they are now on the board. It's 4-1.
I'm convinced that that positioning right there for Bogey makes it hard for him to see the ball off the bat. He doesn't move right away. It was a late reaction. By the time he picked it up, he was within diving distance, but just a little bit wide.
Yeah, there was a little hesitation almost. He started to his left, then stopped, and then kind of picked it back up again.
It was almost like he saw it off the bat. He kind of lost it, and then it got through.
Wonder if the pitcher might be the one screening it. Now Pedro Pages with 2 on and 1 out. Very much a double play candidate. And he takes a fastball strike near the outside corner, 0-1. Pages a burly catcher, thus a good ground ball double play candidate. 4-1 Padres, first and second, 1 out in the 4th inning. And Pages did not like that call. He will take his timeout, blow off some steam, and try and reset the mechanism.
And you can tell he was quite perturbed by that call.
That is a club that is gaining more and more entrants as the evening goes along. And they're wearing both colors. 1 pitch, grounded foul at third. And now 0-2 to Pages, who did not play in last night's game. Joel Pozo was behind the dish. He went 0 for 3. And Pages got plenty of action against the Padres last weekend in St. Louis. He started 3 of the 4 games, but he was 0 for 10 in those 3 games. Behind here, 0-2. Wandy Peralta has started to throw in the Padre bullpen. Here's the 0-2. Pages cues it foul on the ground behind home plate. We do it again. So once more, perhaps at least, we could see a brief Randy Vasquez outing. And Randy, you could just see now he looked out towards left center, saw the guys moving around in the bullpen, kind of took his cap off, wiped his brow.
Hey, even if that wasn't his intention, him looking out there, he definitely saw it.
Hard to miss. And, of course, every pitcher reacts to that differently, right? I remember Blake Snell talking about it. And this was in the context, remember when he was with Tampa Bay? It's in that 2020 World Series against the Dodgers, I think. They gave him one of the early hooks, right? He was pitching the game of his life. I think Austin Barnes was coming up. And they took him out of the game. And he said as soon as he saw the guy throwing in the bullpen, his mind was just off. 0-2 the pitch. Pages takes outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That was a very honest comment from Blake Snell.
I think that was early in might have been his first kind of couple of interviews that he had with us, peeking to how honest he was going to be throughout his stay here.
First and second, the 1-2 pitch, swung on, hit in the air deep down the left field line, way back and gone. Second balcony Western medal for Pedro Pages. That is a game-tying 3-run homer. It is 4-4 in the 4th.
On the curveball in the wrong spot, and Pages unloads. Second deck in the Western Metal Supply Company building. And this game's tied at 4. 0-2 to start that at bat. And then left a bad curveball in the wrong spot. Cardinals have tied this game at 4.
Top of the 4th brought to you by Genesis Home Improvement, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. So we start fresh. And still just 1 out here in the 4th as the number 9 hitter Victor Scott II stands in. First pitch to him, swung on and missed. Good changeup from Vasquez. A double, couple of singles, and now a 3-run homer have tied this game up. 1-1. Scott takes right down the middle for strike 2. Vasquez back out of the windup, will turn and fire. And the pitch swung on and missed, strike 3. Kind of an angry curveball there from Randy. 3rd strikeout of the night. 2 down in the top of the 4th inning. The order will turn over as Brendan Donovan comes to bat.
A breaking ball, curveball, more like the one he wanted to throw to Pages. Executes it, gets the punchy.
Donovan swings at the first pitch, sends it towards left center. Laureano into the gap. He's there, and he makes the catch to end the inning. But it is a fruitful top of the fourth for the St. Louis Cardinals. They score 4 runs on 4 hits, including a 3-run homer by their number 8 hitter. And after 3...
A sartorial issue here. There's the team name, Chicago Cubs, so it does work.
It's got the right color.
Yeah, it's gray.
Maybe there was something went wrong with his other one.
1-1 to Marte, in the air, right to the guy we just showed you.
Makes going solar simple and affordable. Our expert team handles everything, from permits to installation. The clock is ticking on the tax credit. Join thousands of home and business owners already saving money and get a free solar estimate at AsgardEnergy.com. That's ASGARD Energy.com.
Bottom of the fourth is brought to you by EcoWater SoCal. Keeping it soft and celebrating 100 years of water perfection. Visit EcoWaterSoCal.com. Your water should be perfect.
Ramon Laureano, first pitch, swinging in the air towards the right field corner, but Lars Nootbaar will track it down and make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Michael McGreevy, who has been taken off the hook. McGreevy, a few minutes ago, was looking up at the scoreboard, saw his team down 4-0, but the Cardinals with a 4-run fourth. And now the Padres will try and rally once more here in the bottom of the 1 out, nobody on for Jake Cronenworth, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. That was kind of in the middle of the 2 runs the Padres got in the second. They have scored every inning so far tonight against McGreevy. Pitch to Jake is way high, 1 ball to no strikes. McGreevy, the number 9 prospect in the Cardinal organization, took over the rotation spot of Eric Fetty, who was designated for assignment and subsequently traded to Atlanta. 1-0 pitch is taken low, 2 balls and no strikes. Heard all about that on Dave's podcast 2 weeks ago. AAA this year for McGreevy has been up and down a bunch. 8-3 with a 3.72 ERA in the majors. 2-2 with an ERA that's now ballooned up to 5.45. They drafted him 18th overall at UC Santa Barbara 4 years ago. 2-0 to Cronenworth. And Jake takes up and away. 3 balls, no strikes. McGreevy out of the windup. And outside, ball 4. That is the first walk that has been issued by either starter in this game. And it comes with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And we've talked about it a lot, it seems, the last couple of weeks, but those walks to the guys at the bottom of the order can really help move things along if you're not careful. And we'll see what happens here with Freddie Fermin coming to the dish.
Already, 7, 8, 9 has done one something. They've gotten on base somehow, they've gotten a hit somehow, they've scored a run somehow.
For the first, and Cronenworth had to dive back. Contreras did not make a tag.
Cronenworth's second time on the base pass, got clipped on the elbow. His first AB now draws a 4-pitch walk.
Looking runnerish over there. Jake only 2 out of 3 stealing bases this year. Not going, and Fermin takes apparently inside. 1 ball and no strikes. And boy, Cardinal catcher Pedro Pages, who was not happy with the plate umpire in the top of the inning as a hitter, was clearly not happy with him there as a receiver. Kind of dropped his head. 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed. Nice sharp sweeper. And the count even 1-1 on Fermin, who had the RBI ground out his first time up. That made it 3-0 Padres. They'd go up 4-0 on the Merrill homer, but the Cardinals scored 4 times to tie it up. 1-1, Fermin takes, and another good breaking ball for a strike, 1-2.
A little bit shorter of a sweeper that time. Did the sweep off the plate, caught the outside corner. Moves the count to 1-2.
Greavy peeking over his left shoulder at Cronenworth, who's got a modest lead. Not going, and the pitch high, 2-2. Cronenworth at first, 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Tied at 4, and the 2-2 to Fermin is chopped to the right side. Contreras way off the line, has it, has to spin and feed McGreevy at first. Nicely done to get Fermin. That is the second out of the inning with Cronenworth advancing to second base.
That's a heck of a play. It's not an easy play at all. And in between hop, he's able to get all his momentum is going to second base. And what he did this time that he didn't do last night was show a little touch with the throw. Softly thrown to the pitcher, let McGreevy get to the bag. They're able to get the out for the second out here in the fourth.
Runner in scoring position now for Tatis, 2 down, and for the first time tonight he takes a pitch. It's a fastball, strike 0-1. Fernando swung at the first offering from McGreevy in the first and in the second inning. Both times he grounded out. Cronenworth at second, 2 away in the bottom of the fourth, and the 0-1 is at the knees for strike 2. Padres 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position so far tonight. The 0-2 is high, and the count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tatis. Told you in the top of the inning, Wandy Peralta was warming up. It is now Jeremiah Estrada heating up for the Pods. And a very real chance he begins the fifth. Tatis takes high, 2-2. Randy Vasquez successfully played dodgeball the first 3 innings. But he got whacked a couple of times in the fourth. Cronenworth at second, 2 away. The 2-2 grounded to third base. Gorman lets it roll to him. He's got it. And throw to first is in time to end the inning. No runs, a hit. Jake left at second base. After 4 innings at Petco Park, it's the Padres 4 and a Cardinals 4 on the Padres Radio Network.
Together we'll achieve more than any of us could alone. That's the power of Jess, and this is the power of us. Visit usbank.com today to get started. Member FDIC, copyright 2025 U.S. Bank.
Top of the fifth inning at Petco Park. Randy Vasquez is still out on the mound. Herrera, Burleson, and Contreras coming up in a 4-4 game. And as he was about to deliver his pitch, he is stopped by home plate umpire Manny Gonzalez, who pointed to himself as if to say, I said play ball before Herrera, the hitter, was ready. Now the first pitch, and Herrera takes a strike on the inner third, 0-1. Herrera's collected a couple of hits already tonight against Vasquez, a double in the first inning and a single in the third. Cardinals with 7 hits overall. A 1 pitch is lined over Bogarts. That's into left field, make it 8. A leadoff single for Ivan Herrera here in the 5th inning. He's 3 for 3, and we'll see if that's all for Vasquez. Might have been one of those deals where Mike Schilt was going to let him go as long as he kept getting guys out, but he doesn't get anybody out here. A leadoff base hit, and there will be a pitching change in the top of the 5th inning. Cardinals with a man aboard to begin the frame. Burleson coming up, and a pitching change in a 4-4 game on the Padres Radio Network.
Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, helping San Diegans fix it, build it, and enjoy it for over 100 years.
Every week, find dozens of bargains and savings in your Dixie Line mailer. With 8 locations, there's a Dixie Line Lumber and Home Center near you.
Hey, it's Gravy. August is Summer Sun Safety Month, and Kaiser Permanente reminds you to wear broad-spectrum sun.
A lot of fans and collectors will look at the T206 set as the more famous of the sets that were produced in the early part of the 20th century. And certainly they would carry more financial value. But when you talk to collectors, some will tell you that these T205s are actually more physically attractive. They're maybe the most physically attractive cards produced prior to World War II.
who that is. Roger McDowell.
Check him out. He has his uniform on upside down with the shoes on the hand, and it looks like he's walking on his hands. Has his cap hanging down. That's supposed to be his head. Well, the Mets really trying to turn it around. They do, however, trail in this ball game 4-0. I love that.
Oilchange.com. Padres and Cardinals tied at 4, but St. Louis with a runner on first, nobody out here in the top of the 5th inning. And kind of laughable that the Padres are now able to go to a guy of this caliber this early in the game.
It's interesting. The Padres have this luxury, but Mike Schilt before the game was talking about this very thing. It's not ideal to be in this spot often.
First pitch about to be delivered, and the left-hand hitting Burleson takes outside, ball 1.
They want their starting pitchers to still go out, attempt to give them 6 or 7, because it only will strengthen that bullpen even more.
And the last 2 nights, they got exactly that. 7 innings out of Pivetta yesterday, Darvish in the previous game on Wednesday. 1-0, and Burleson takes outside. And not just 7 innings from those 2 guys, but 7 just absolute dominant innings. Pivetta last night retired 21 of the 22 guys that he faced. Darvish on Wednesday against the Mets set down 20 of the last 21. 2-0 to Burleson with Herrera at first, nobody out. And a check swing at a ball up, 3-0 from Jeremiah Estrada. Question of the day brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. If you have questions about your health, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente for all that is you. Anthony in Santee sends in the question of the day. 3-0 pitch is high, ball 4, and not the way I am sure Mike Schilt and Jeremiah Estrada imagined this appearance would begin. A 4-pitch walk to Burleson. And the Cardinals now 2 on, nobody out in a tie game for Contreras, who again likes to hit at Petco Park perhaps more than any visiting player in baseball.
Only one's better are Mark McGuire and Barry Bonds, who no longer play.
That is not an exaggeration. Tony's not just throwing out 2 random names. Those are the only guys with better career OPSs in this yard. Estrada steps off and resets here. Contreras just missed a home run leading off last inning. He would double and then come in to score on the Gorman base hit. First and second, nobody out, tie game. Pitch on the way, and Contreras takes low, ball 1, so now 5 straight misses from Estrada. All right, Anthony in Santee's question of the day. He begins with flattery. Tony, he says, being the best MLB radio broadcast team. You didn't have to do that, Anthony, but we appreciate
you, Ant.
1-0, and Contreras takes high, 2 balls, no strikes. He says, do you and Tony, to Jesse and Tony, remember the day you got the gig? How did you feel, and how have you grown in broadcasting since? Two and 0 to Contreras. Estrada deals. And high again, ball 3, 6, or 7 consecutive balls.
Yeah, no, I was extremely excited to get the job when I got it. It didn't work out previous to that particular time, but when it did work out, I was happy to be a part of it in whatever capacity I could be a part of it.
3-0, and Contreras takes down the middle for a strike.
I had only been doing broadcasting in any form for a season, for 1 season prior to getting this job here. So to be back home for the team I grew up watching and played for, yes, for sure. It was an exciting moment for myself.
3-1 is fouled off for me, and now full count 3-2 to Contreras. Oh yeah, same. I mean, being a Major League Baseball announcer is all I wanted to do since I was 6 or 7 years old. One of the best days of my life, getting this opportunity. Try to get better all the time. I
mean, neither of us take this job for granted at all.
Especially to be in this place at this time. And I'm just looking around now. There's not a single blue seat visible.
I personally haven't been here so long, but prior to it happening, I couldn't ever imagine it happening.
2 on, no out, 3-2 to Contreras. Estrada's pitch, swung on and missed. Strike 3, got him to chase the slider. And out number 1 here in the top of the 5th inning.
I'll give you another example. Like, I remember when the rumors started that Manny Machado might be thinking about coming to San Diego, and immediately my mind was like, no chance. And I think that was the sentiment across the county. And then when it happened, it was like, oh my gosh, that really happened.
2 on and 1 out for Lars Nootbaar. 4-4 game 5th inning and an ugly swing and a miss. Strike 1.
I say that because that's in the same vein as seeing all these people here on a nightly basis. You just can't fathom it until it happens.
And those two things, of course, quite connected. Estrada set. A look back at second base. Now the 0-1. Nootbaar takes a splitter that kind of humped up there and hits the outside corner for strike 2. Inning began with a single, a pitching change, and a walk, but Estrada then struck out Contreras, and now ahead of Nootbaar, 0-2. A look at second base, now the pitch, and it's hit in the air, foul out of play left side. One of the great privileges of this job, of course, is being able to go all over Major League Baseball, get to know the other announcers, some of the other managers, other players, all that kind of stuff. And to a man, every single one of them at some point will be like, man, what you guys have going at Petco Park. 0-2, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Estrada, and now 2 on and 2 out. Mason Wynn, the only thing standing between Estrada and a clean getaway.
After 7 consecutive balls, Jeremiah Estrada has locked back in and has punched the next 2 guys with a chance to get out of this inning unscathed.
Padres will have Arise, Machado, and Merrill coming up in the bottom of the inning. Tied at 4 here in the 5th. Burleson at first, Herrera at second, 2 outs. Mason Wynn, a right-handed hitter, and he takes a first pitch slider in the dirt, ball 1. Estrada did not work in yesterday's game. He has not been out there since the 6th inning on Tuesday night against the Mets. That was a 7-1 Padre win. 1-0. Win in the air down the left field line. That's trouble, and a fair ball going to go to the corner. Herrera scores easily. Burleson is being waved. Relay from Machado is in time, but Fermin couldn't squeeze it, and he's safe. A 2-run double for Mason Wynn, and for the first time tonight, the Cardinals lead. It's 6-4.
Went down and got the slider. Just kind of one hand flipped this bad boy down the left field line. Laureano gets to it perfectly. Machado's throw is just a little bit of a short hop, and Fermin can't come up with it. Both runs come in. The Cardinals take a 2-run lead, 6-4 ball game.
Close as can be at the plate. Had Fermin handled the short hop, it was going to be bang, bang at the dish. But the ball came out, and the Cardinals have a 2-run lead as Fermin now has a little bit of an issue with his PitchCom earpiece. So they'll swap that out. Cardinals trailed 4-0. They now lead 6-4. And the book closed on Randy Vasquez. 4+ innings, 5 runs, 8 hits, no walks, 3 strikeouts. He threw 71 pitches, 48 were strikes. And the Cardinals not only cash in the inherited runner, but they also cash in the 4-pitch walk that Estrada issued to Burleson when he came in. Fermin's got the new earpiece in. Puts the mask back over his face. And a big left-handed hitter, Nolan Gorman, into the box. 1 for 2 with an RBI single and a run scored last inning. 6-4 Cardinals here in the 5th. First pitch on the way, and Gorman takes a fastball strike right at the knees. 98 from Estrada. And it's 0-1. Well, it has not been a pitcher's duel here tonight. 10 runs, 15 hits, and not even halfway through the game. Pitch is low, 1-1. We'll see how wild this one gets. Last night around Major League Baseball, there were some absolutely insane games.
No doubt. Crazy.
None wilder, no surprise, than the one at Coors Field.
That was an old school Coors Field game right there.
What in the 1996 is going on? Pitch swung on and missed, strike 2.
2 touchdowns, a field goal. Anytime you start bringing out football references, it's old school Coors Field.
Rockies trailed 9-0 last night against the Pirates after an inning. They won 17-16. A walk-off home run. 1-2 to Gorman. Estrada trying to finish the deal. And at the top of the zone, that strike 3 called his third strikeout of the inning. Cardinals, though, get a couple of more runs on a couple of more hits. They leave Wynn at second base. And midway at Petco Park, it is now St. Louis 6 and the Padres 4. On the Padres ready.
I remember the first series I had, the first home run I hit was a grand slam against Seattle, which was the team that I had played for the year before. As we know, Cleveland can get a little cold, so I would wear the dark blue long sleeves. And for some reason, this jersey, I always liked my jersey a little longer. The reasons for it, for a little padding, so when I would slide, I wouldn't get all patched up and roughed up.
For the fans, parking at most coaster stations is free, and kids get a free ride on the coaster train with the Youth Opportunity Pass. Cover all your bases and hit a home run at GoNCTD.com/Padres. That's GoNCTD.com/Padres.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Luis Arraez will lead off as the Padres come to bat trailing for the first time tonight. And McGreevy's first pitch is inside, ball 1. Cardinals ahead 6-4 after a 4-run 4th and a 2-run 5th. Padres have seen their 4-0 lead disappear. 1-0 to Arraez is way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Luis, 1 out of 2 with a double and a run scored. He was robbed by Mason Wynn in his last at-bat. Led off with a ground ball deep in the hole at short, and Wynn showed off the arm to get it. Here's the 2-0, and Arraez taking all the way. Looks at a cutter strike. Count now 2-1 from Michael McGreevy, who was staring up at the board, seeing his team down 4-0, and now all of a sudden 3 outs away from qualifying for a potential win. Pitch to Arraez, smacked the other way into left field. How about another multi-hit night for Luis Arraez? Leadoff single to left here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and just like that, the Padres will bring the tying run to the plate.
I sound like a broken record at this point, the way Luis Arraez is swinging a bat, but there's just not many places you can go. They try up in a way this time. Doesn't matter. Shoots it to left. It's 3rd knock of the ball game. Excuse me, 2nd knock of the ball game.
Now here comes the Lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. First pitch to Manny is a sweeper for a strike. 0-1.
Mason Wynn, of course, took the second, what would have been the second hit away from Luis Arraez in his last at-bat.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Trustin will score. The Cardinals 6 and the Padres 4. 0-1 to Machado is a check swing, but a called strike. Fastball at the bottom of the zone. Manny behind 0-2. Machado now a 10-game hitting streak. RBI single in the 1st inning, although he was thrown out trying to extend it to a double. That plated Luis Arraez, who's got a big lead at first. They throw over to check on him. It's close, but he's back. Luis 5 out of 7 stealing bases this year. 15-game hitting streak now for Arraez, a new career high. 9 of the 15 games have been multi-hit games. Machado in an 0-2 hole, and the pitch is outside. Check swing appeal didn't go, and the count now 1-2. Padres playing from behind for the first time tonight, immediately almost bring the tying run to the dish here in the 5th. 1-2 to Manny, cued on the ground to Contreras. Backhands it, has it. Throw to second, that's 1. Wynn's return is in time, and a 3-6-1 double play to empty the bases here in the 5th.
just like that, momentum has put on a completely different uniform. Manny with the cue shot. Contreras fields it cleanly. 3-6-1 double play completed.
Check out upcoming theme games, including Hockey Night, Monday, August 18th, featuring a Jackson Merrill hockey jersey, and Harry Potter Day, Monday, September 1st, featuring a themed hat. Explore all items and purchase the special theme game package at Padres.com/theme games. Jackson Merrill swings and misses at a good changeup, strike one. 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-4 Cardinals. Jackson hit a home run his last time up, 415 feet to straightaway center field. Here's the 0-1. Merrill takes high. The home run for Jackson made it 4-0 Padres in the 3rd inning, but now 6-4 St. Louis in the bottom of the 5th. On a strike to count the pitch. And Merrill takes low outside. 2 balls and a strike. Greavy staring in over the top of his glove. Now the righty deals, and Merrill hits a little number off to the left of the plate. Count evens up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Middle game of this 3-game series. Padres and Cardinals playing the entirety of their 7-game season series within a week. 4 games set in St. Louis last Thursday through Sunday, and now here this weekend. 2-2 to Merrill with 2 outs, nobody on. Greavy delivers, and Jackson takes a curveball on the outside corner. That's strike 3 called, and the end of the inning. No runs, a hit, nobody left on base. We have played 5 at Petco Park. Cardinals with a 6-4 lead on the Padres Radio Network.
Hi, this is Tina Howe from...
Hey, it's Alertus Gurriel Dog.
That's a nice touch.
Pena power.
The perils of wearing earrings when you've got netting on the field.
That young fan, not a Newt Bar fan.
What a present for Mom.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this guy.
Uso, yeah, Jay Uso, yeah.
Ended up just shot putting it. Not blocking, there's nobody on base. There's a little debate for Domo and Kim watching the replay together.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Because this isn't just business for us, it's personal.
At Miramar Kitchen and Bath, we believe your experience matters. That's why our experience matters.
Miramar Kitchen and Bath.
Contractor's license 657333.
Who's on deck for the Padres in the 6th is brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com for the Pods in the 6th inning. It'll be Bogarts, O'Hearn, Laureano.
Pedro Pages, meanwhile, will lead off the Cardinals against a new Padre pitcher, Wandy Peralta. Fouls back a first pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. Cardinals with a 6-4 lead, and this guy has perhaps the biggest swing of the night. A game-tying 3-run homer back in the 4th inning. Victor Scott the second next, then the order turns over for Donovan. Out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by KMG Psychiatry, official mental health partner of the Padres Radio Network. Pitch outside, 1-1, offering TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation, to help those military heroes in need lift the fog of depression. 1-1 is fouled behind the plate, strike 2. Visit KMGPsychiatry.com. In Tampa, the Rays beat the Dodgers 4-0. Blake Snell made his first start since April. And the Padres, as we noted earlier now, 2.5 in back of the Dodgers. 1-2, swing and a miss. Nasty changeup from Wandy Peralta. Strikes out the first guy that he faces, 1 down in the 6th inning. Meanwhile, the big sort of event, if you will, in baseball today was the Speedway Classic at Bristol Motor Speedway in Tennessee. For the Braves and the Reds, they had a 2-hour, 26-minute rain delay at the start. And it didn't get any better after that. Here's Victor Scott the second taking a slider for strike 1. Bottom of the 1st inning, Reds had a 1-0 lead on the Braves. And then the rain started again. They had to suspend the game. It'll resume tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. 0-1 pitch is fouled at the plate, strike 2. It was ugly.
That didn't go as planned.
No. Now, both teams...
I should say, maybe it did go as planned because they both had off days Certainly a weird off day that they had, but they will be able to make it up tomorrow because of it.
Yeah, normally Sunday, not an off.
No.
But they did that, I'm sure, with the intent of, all right, if the weather goes sideways, we can do it on Sunday. Presumably, the weather better tomorrow, but I guess we'll see. 0-2 to Victor Scott the second, and a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for Wandy Peralta. 2 down in the top of the 6th inning. Cardinals lead 6-4. Mets beat the Giants 12-6. They are back in first place over Philly, who lost to the Tigers today. It was Skubal versus Wheeler. The final score was 7-5. Tigers beat the Phillies. So the Mets hop back ahead of the Phillies. Donovan swings at the first pitch, sends it foul the other way on a line, strike one.
That is not a typical score with those two arms on the bump.
No, not at all. Brewers beat the Nationals 8-2. Cubs lost to Baltimore 4-3. So in the Central now, the Brewers back to 2 games ahead of the Cubs. The West, the Central, and the East all going to go down to the wire, it looks like. Ground ball to second base. Cronenworth to his left. He's got it. Throw to first base is in time. And for the first time tonight, the Cardinals go 1-2-3. Wandy Peralta, perfect 6th inning after 5.5. It is St. Louis 6 and the Padres 4 on the Padres Radio Network.
Tired of having to carry heavy cases of water from the store? Culligan of San Diego has your solution. Culligan offers a variety of bottled.
It's Alertus Gurriel Dawn.
That's a nice touch.
Pena power.
The perils of wearing earrings when you've got netting on the field.
That young fan, not a Newt Bar fan.
What a present for Mom.
Oh, my goodness. Look at this guy.
Uso, yeah, Jay Uso, yeah.
And then just shot putting it. Not blocked when there's nobody on base. There's a little debate. Perdomo and Kim watching the replay together.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
A sartorial issue here. There's the team name, Chicago Cubs, so it does work.
It's got the right color.
Yeah, it's gray.
Maybe there was something went wrong with his other one.
1-1 to Marte in the air, right to the guy we just showed you.
619-333-5555. Our office is happy to meet with them at no charge to see if we can help. San Diego's favorite personal injury law firm, Bada Fulkerson.
Bottom of the 6th inning, the Trust and Will scores. The Cardinals 6 and the Padres 4. Xander Bogaerts, Ryan O'Hearn, and Ramon Laureano will try and change that. 5, 6, and 7 coming up here against Michael McGreevy, who is through 5 innings. 80th pitch of the night on the way, and Xander takes a fastball strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. Bogaerts is 2 for 2 tonight, an infield hit and a bloop hit. He'll take it any way he can get it, and the batting average now up to 270 for Bogaerts. 0-1, McGreevy, long look in this time to his catcher, Pajes. And the pitch to Xander is a breaking ball low outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. McGreevy having, as the game goes along, certainly better success than he had when he faced the Padres in his last start. That was on Sunday. As they really knocked him around that afternoon in St. Louis. Didn't get out of the 5th inning and allowed 7 runs. Here's a broken back grounder to third base. Gorman's got it, throws wide, and Contreras missed the tag. He's pointing into his dugout like, hey, you guys got to challenge that. But from here, it looked like he missed by a foot.
Yeah, it wasn't close. I saw nothing but space and opportunity from that tag. I don't think they're going to challenge. They are going to challenge. And maybe he clipped him before he extended the arm.
Boy, Gorman and Contreras at the corners have had
St. Louis is challenging the save call first base.
a very adventurous couple of nights. Is that a nice way to put it?
I don't think he got him.
Maybe on the heel by accident as Xander went by. And Contreras perhaps the best sign that maybe he did get him is now being checked on by an athletic trainer.
Oh, yeah, the heel may have very well kicked the glove as it went by, and it would have been completely on accident.
This manager's challenge is presented by Silverstrand Technology, delivering big league defense off the field. Silverstrand Technology, your experts in commercial security. Visit silverstrand.com. Is there enough to overturn it outside of the trainer coming out to check on him? Which, of course, is not part of the review.
But
Ron Culpa.
Rest assured, they will argue that if they end up keeping this call where it's at.
After review, the call on the field is overturned. The runner is out. St. Louis retains their challenge.
So Gorman and Contreras are saved another error. Last night, as we said, it was pretty ugly between the two of them. And by, I don't know, maybe a spike of Xander Bogaerts, they get an out.
I think that's exactly what got him, which is why Contreras was a little banged up on that. It wasn't necessarily Contreras tagging the foot. It was Bogey's foot coming up and hitting the glove.
Now O'Hearn, a left-handed batter, swings at the first pitch, muscles it the other way, but foul, strike one. Join the Padres on-deck membership wait list to enjoy the best access and value on Padre baseball. While memberships are currently sold out, you can enjoy waitlist benefits now while securing your spot in line to become a future season ticket member. And one pitch is a strike. Learn more at Padres.com/waitlist. I think there's still a piece of Bogaerts' bat a little bit up the third baseline.
You're right. Shrapnel.
Between the review and the trainer coming out, that kind of got lost in the shuffle. Here's the 0-2, and O'Hearn takes high and outside. Boy, imagine had Xander been safe there. The 3 times he would have reached.
I know. 3 infield singles. Or 2 infield singles and a bloop knock. All goes down as a hit in the books, though.
Average goes up. 1-2, swung on and missed. Good changeup, and the third strikeout of the night for McGreevy. 2 away in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Ramon Laureano coming up with the bases empty, and the Padres down by 2 before he bats. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
Hey, this is Dylan Cease. You're listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network.
And Odyssey Sports Station.
First pitch fastball is strike to Laureano, 0-1. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the 6th inning. Cardinals with a 6-4 lead here at Petco. We have Tony Gwynn Jr. and Dave Marcus. I'm Jesse Agnew. 0-1 the pitch. Laureano takes high, 1 ball, 1 strike. A beautiful evening downtown. Maybe the only 7-10 start of the year at Petco.
Had the weird 6-10 one last homestand on a Saturday. Also not a normal start time here.
Every remaining Saturday home game will be at 5:40 as per usual. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 2. David Morgan is throwing in the Padre bullpen. They have used Estrada and Peralta so far tonight after Vasquez went 4+. But down by 2. They've got Morgan up. 2 outs, nobody on. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. That's strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for McGreevy. And a 1-2-3 bottom of the 6th inning. On to the 7th at Petco Park. Still the Cardinals 6 and the Padres 4 on the Padres Radio Network.
Late night watches, duty days, hard-fought missions.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
Will for 20% off and free document delivery. Trust and Will is the official Score Update sponsor for all San Diego Odyssey stations and the Padres Radio Network. We're your home team for estate planning.
Top of the 7 is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. For all that is you.
Trust and Will score is the Cardinals 6 and the Padres 4. Heart of the order for St. Louis coming up. Herrera, Burleson, and Contreras facing new pitcher right-hander David Morgan. Takes over for Wandy Peralta at a 1-2-3 6th inning with a couple of Ks. Pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's floor covering leader from a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options. Sid's has you covered. Ivan Herrera, 3 for 3 with a couple of singles, a double, and a run scored. He scored the go-ahead run back in the 5th inning. First pitch from Morgan, swung on, popped up mile high. Foul ground, third base. Manny in front of the coach's box will make the catch. And one pitch, one out for Morgan here in the top of the 7th inning.
David gets the quick out here to begin the 7th. Trying to get the Padres back into that dugout. Let this offense see if they can close the gap here down 2.
Catch the Padres at home or on the go. Fans in market can watch Padres.tv, presented by UC San Diego Health, and stream games all season long for $19.99 a month or $54.99 for the year. Visit Padres.tv for details. One out, nobody on. Top of the 7th inning, Alec Burleson is the hitter. 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Morgan's first pitch to him is taken on the outside edge of the knees. 99-mile-an-hour fastball for strike 1. Burleson did not like the call, but it looked like a good pitch. Contreras, so I think it's fair to say the most dangerous Cardinal, waits on deck. 0-1. And Burleson checks his swing at a curveball. No, he went around. And strike 2.
Still perturbed, it looks like, at pitch number 1.
Looks like a good call. Morgan's got him 0-2. Right-hander ready. He kicks and fires, and another curve, this time in the dirt. And taken for a ball, 1-2. Another sellout crowd here at Petco Park, 44,533, the 48th sellout of the season, downtown San Diego. What a time, what a place. 1-2, Burleson takes it on the hands at 98. And the count even now, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cardinals with a 2-run lead, 1 out and nobody on. 2-2 to Burleson. Morgan delivers down and in at 97. Not comfortable for the hitter. And the count is run full, 3-2. Mentioned earlier, Burleson from Denver, North Carolina, a little bit northwest of Charlotte. Played collegiately at East Carolina University. 3-2. Check swing and down and in, ball 4. So Burleson has drawn only the 2nd walk issued by Padre pitching tonight. He's got both of them.
Morgan got ahead 0-2. And 4 consecutive balls to lose Burleson.
So man aboard with 1 out for Contreras. Tied for the team lead. He's hit into 11 ground ball double plays this year. First pitch fastball at the top of the zone for a strike, 0-1. Contreras 1 out of 3 with a double and a run scored. He struck out against Estrada his last time. Now facing David Morgan, who's out there for the first time since Monday through 4 pitches against the Mets. Pitch line sharply on one hop. Cronenworth has it. Flips to Bogart's one. On to first in time and a double play. Gonna hang a star for Jake Cronenworth. A rocket. And he makes the short hop play and a double play to end the inning. No runs, no hits. After that, nobody left. Time to stretch at Petco Park with the Cardinals leading 6-4 on the Padres radio network.
Celebra tú también con Betcris.
They flip with the glove. That was not a good idea.
All he needed to do was try to get the lead guy by giving him a nice easy feed.
No, stay on your feet. No. I thought he was going to stay on his feet.
Uh-oh. The Goose did not know that the game was starting. Maybe the Goose thought it was 6:45 first pitch time.
Oh, man, off the glove and off the dome. He's saying, oh, man, what happened? It's a moment that he'll never forget, and that'll be on the blooper everywhere.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till they thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. And toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green. You are an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The Padres host the Boston Red Sox next Friday at 6:40. Shake up your night with Cocktail Fest, presented by Southwest Airlines. Enjoy live music and drink specials starting at just $5 in Gallagher Square from gates open to first pitch. Learn more at Padres.com/parties.
Jake Cronenworth, who turned the beautiful double play in the top of the inning, leads off and takes a fastball, strike 0-1. Kyle Leahy, a right-hander, the new pitcher for St. Louis. They lead 6-4, and Cronenworth grounds one foul at first base. Now behind 0-2. Starter McGreevy went 6, allowed 4 runs on 7 hits with a walk and 4 strikeouts. Pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com. 0-2 to Cronenworth. Leahy delivers, and a breaking ball grounded right to the third baseman, Gorman, who is well off the line. He fires to first in time. And 1 down in the bottom of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch was brought to you by Bulkhead Energy, built by heroes for heroes, the go-to energizer for military, first responders, and essential workers of all professions. Drink Bulkhead Energy, fuel for heroes. Go to bulkheadenergy.com. 1 out, nobody on for the number 9 hitter, Freddie Fermin, making his Padre debut tonight. First pitch to him, and Fermin turns away from a high fastball, 1-0. RBI ground out back in the 2nd inning to make it 3-0 Padres. And then a sharp ground out his other time up. A good play made by Contreras. 1-0 pitch is a slider strike. 1-1 to the Padre catcher. Team batting down by 2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Trying to get something going at the bottom with Fernando on deck. Pitch is swung on and missed. And now a ball and 2 strikes.
He got away with the hanging sweeper there. He swings through it, 2-0. Count moves to 2-1.
Leahy set and ready, and now time called. They want to indicate to everybody what the count is because the scoreboard is off. And Manny Gonzalez, the plate umpire, doing a really nice job kind of calling time, making sure the catcher, the hitter, and the pitcher all knew that it's 1-2. Here's the pitch, and Fermin takes upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now officially the count is 2-2. Although the board hadn't quite caught up yet, 3-1.
They're trying to fix it, but here's the 2-2 pitch, swung on, grounded to third base. It's all routine as Gorman lets it roll to him and throws him out 2 away. So top of the order, Fernando Tatis Jr. Padres down by 2 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tatis 0 for 3 on the night. He has grounded out all 3 times he's come to bat. Leahy, who has appeared in more games than any other Cardinal reliever, is out there with a 2.75 ERA, having a very nice year. Kind of the Fresh Prince meme, standing in the empty living room looking around out in that Cardinal bullpen. Tatis swings at the first pitch, lines it, and caught by Wynn at shortstop, who went to his left and then reached down to make the catch and end the inning. Padres go 1-2-3 in the 7th, and we head to the 8th with the Cardinals ahead 6-4 on the Padres.
We wanted to introduce something new. And then working in some of our past and what the past can look like in the future. I think our players absolutely love it, and our fans, we think they'll learn to love it, especially if you can win in it. You know, that kind of solves everything.
Smart call. Get Straight Talk covered by Verizon's 5G network. Available at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Offer valid through 10/19/25. Taxes and fees apply. Purchase of Gold Unlimited plan or higher required for offer. Must activate the plan in-store at Walmart. Cannot be combined with other offers.
As Padre fans, we know what makes a great team. That's why I choose the friendly pros at Petco as my home team for my pets' food, vet care, grooming, and more. Petco, where the pets go.
Cardinals come to bat in the top of the 8th inning. It is still a 6-4 game. That's been the score since the 5th. And David Morgan, who got 3 outs on just 9 pitches last inning, thanks in large part to the great double play turned by Cronenworth, is still out there. And not only is he still out there, but nobody's throwing in the Padre bullpen. So it'll be Morgan for the foreseeable future here in the 8th inning. Nootbaar, Wynn, and Gorman. 5, 6, and 7 coming up for St. Louis. As we have a slight delay here at the start of the inning. They were having some trouble shutting the gate in the left field corner. I think the security guy giving the thumbs up to the umpires saying, hey, everything's great, and the umpire is saying, no, it isn't. Third base umpire Alex Tosi is going now to talk to the security guard, and he's telling him, hey, that's still a little bit open down there. It needs to be flush with that side wall.
I don't know if Manny Gonzalez is just now noticing the security guard that's been sitting there all game. He thinks that he's too far out into play, so he's asking him to move over. He moves over literally a couple of inches, and now we're playing some baseball.
Why not? That's odd. Anyway, here's Nootbaar, the left-handed batter. 1 for 3 in his return from the IL. Fouls the first pitch off for Mean. Strike 1. Cardinals 6 runs, 9 hits. The Padres 4 runs, 7 hits. Neither team has committed an error, but Padres saw a 4-0 lead disappear when the Redbirds put up 4 in the 4th inning. And then Mason Wynn, a 2-run double to give them the lead in the 5th.
Padres scored in each of the first 3 innings, have been shut out the next 4.
0-1 to Nootbaar. Morgan delivers and misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Middle game of this 3-game series. Time for our next game preview, but a reminder the party starts before the game on the Coaster Train. Join the winning team. Buy your Coaster Train tickets to Padre games and score big at GoNCTD.com/Padres. 1-1. Newbar, big swing and a miss. Strike two. Little day baseball tomorrow afternoon. Dylan Cease, still a Padre, will be on the mound. And Andre Palante goes for St. Louis. Final game of the year between these two teams. 1-2 to Newbar. The pitch is in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wave is going at Petco Park. Sellout crowd of over 44,000. Having a good time. Two and 2 to Newbar. Morgan comes set. Now the pitch. And he takes right on the inside edge. That's strike 3 call. First strikeout of the night for Morgan here in his second inning of work. And one away with Mason Wynn coming up. And as we said, Mason Wynn has the 2-run double that is, to this point, the difference in this game.
A little comeback sinker. Newbar gives up on it. Catches the inside corner for out number 1.
Morgan set and ready. The first pitch on the way. And Wynn fouls it straight back, 0-1. Last Padre run came on the Merrill homer in the 3rd inning. Since then, 1 hit and 1 walk for the offense. Nothing else. No balls and a strike to Mason Wynn. Morgan delivers and a swing and a miss. Blew 98 right past him. And a count 0-2. Padres will have a Rise, Machado, and Merrill coming up in the bottom of the inning. Wynn used his timeout. Now he gets back in. Morgan dangles the right arm. He comes set and ready. 0-2 to Mason Wynn. The pitch on the way is high and off the glove of the catcher Fermin all the way to the backstop. 1-2. This has got to be one of the longest waves we've ever seen.
Fans are into it. Close ball game.
1-2 again. And a chopper to shortstop. Bogarts with a nice big friendly hop. He's got it. And the throw to first in time. 2 away here in the 8th. Yuki Matsui is now throwing in the Padre bullpen, a left-hander. Cardinals have only lost 2 games this year when leading after 7 innings. The Phillies, Mariners, and Nationals are the only other teams to have been as successful in those spots, which is kind of a surprising group of teams. Here's Gorman, a left-handed batter, and he hits it on the ground to the left side. Xander backhands it, has it, sets himself, and a perfect throw to first in time. Down to 1-2-3, top of the 8th inning. Couple of scoreless frames turned in by David Morgan, and after 7.5, it's the Cardinals 6, the Padres 4. Part of the order coming up on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey, Shane.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards.
That's awesome.
Because to me, cards have always been entertainment, and they're getting their just dessert now.
Easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Bottom of the 8th inning, the Trustin will score as the Cardinals 6 and the Padres 4. Arise, Machado, Merrill coming up. Kyle Leahy still out there for St. Louis. And the right-hander's first pitch to Arise is an inside fastball, 1-0. Nothing new for Kyle Leahy to go more than 1 inning. 21 of his first 43 appearances this year. He has gotten at least 4 outs. Pitch here, and Arise takes right down the middle for a called strike. That evens the count 1-1. In fact, 12 of Leahy's first 43 appearances, he's gone at least 2 innings. Rise will use his timeout. Got Machado on deck, Merrill after that. Stay tuned for the Jamul Casino Resort postgame show with Sam immediately following the game. 1-1 to Arise, the pitch. And Luis hits it on the ground right to the second baseman, Donovan. He's got it. And the throw to first is in time, 1 down. Talked about the Cardinals trading 3 of their highest leverage relievers at the deadline, including their closer, Ryan Helsley. He's with the Mets now. Steven Matz also gone. Phil Maton also gone. It'll be kind of interesting to see here in the final couple of months how they decide to handle the 8th and 9th innings. And it's Leahy now with Romero Warman. As Manny swings at the first pitch, fouls it into the upper deck behind home plate, strike 1.
You mentioned it beginning of last night's game. This is a page turn for the Cardinals where they're going to focus on the young guys. So some guys are going to get an opportunity to pitch some high leverage innings.
Swing and a miss here, strike 2. Saw that yesterday from Swanson, who had done a lot of closing for them at the minor league level. Came out and got 5 outs, looked really good.
Marvel, they were very well pieced this together as he has Romero getting loose in the bullpen for the Cards.
Ball in the dirt, 1 and 2.
Left hand hitting Merrill on deck.
He's already gotten 4 outs from Leahy. 1 out, nobody on, the 1-2. And Machado swings and misses at a curveball, strike 3. So 2 out in the bottom of the 8th inning. And indeed, they will go to the left-hander to face Jackson Merrill. Ollie Marmol, the Cardinal skipper, making a quick walk out to the mound. Pitching change with 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the 8th. Still 6-4 St. Louis on the Padres Radio Network.
You work hard to protect your family and home. As a family-owned and operated business, Eliminite Termite has your back when termites threaten what you've built. We use our own Deliminite Orange Oil, a people, pet, and environmentally friendly solution.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs, and then next day, I got to eat arepas with eggs. So my mom make it for me, and then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindo.
You know, we like to stay on topic here, but Squirrel.
What? Where?
Squirrel.
Where?
Oh, no.
How about that? That went right up into the batter's eye, into the camera position. How about that?
Whoa, that one will fall into the White Sox dugout.
Well, it looks like he's still aggravated about being traded away. So excited.
Sid Scarpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's floor covering leader. From a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. 6-4 Cardinals, 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the 8th inning. Romero came on to face Merrill in Game 1 of that series last weekend in St. Louis, and he struck him out in the 6th inning. First pitch here is low, check swing, they appeal, he went, says third base umpire Alex Tosi. Romero then came on in the 8th inning of the second game of the series in St. Louis. Gave up a hit to Arise, but got Merrill on a force out. A 1 pitch, Jackson takes low, 1-1. So again, no Helsley in the 9th inning. He's obviously a big reason why they've only lost 2 games this year when leading after 7 innings. But they're trying to stitch it together here. 1-1, swung on and missed, strike 2 to Merrill. Padres had a 4-0 lead after 3 innings. But the Cardinals got 4 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th, and it's been nothing since. Here's the 1-2. Merrill swings inside outs, hit foul the other way and into the seats. Jackson hit a 415-foot home run to straightaway center field in the third inning. His only knock of the night, 1 for 3. Romero ready, lefty to lefty, he delivers, and Jackson swings, grounds it foul toward the Padre dugout on the right side.
See if Romero goes back to the sinker here. That's the only pitch that he's blown by Jackson as he sits 1-2 here.
The only lefty in the Cardinal bullpen. He delivers, and Merrill hits it hard through the right side and a base hit. Multi-hit night for Jackson Merrill. A 2-out single in the 8th. And now Xander Bogaerts will come to bat against Leahy, representing the potential tying run.
I think he let Jackson off the hook there, went back to another slider. Jackson had seen 4 of them previous to that. Lines it up, hits it through the right side for a 2-out knock.
And pardon me, against Romero. It's not Leahy. Xander 0 for 4 in his career against Romero. Down by 2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. First pitch. And Xander takes the slider for a strike, 0-1. Bogaerts' couple of hits tonight. Merrill looking runnerish at first, just trying to distract Romero. Not going, and a bouncer to third base. Way to his left. Gorman gives way to Wynn. He's got it. And the throw to first is just in time to end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 man left on base, and we'll go to the 9th inning at Petco Park. It's the Cardinals 6 and the Padres 4 on the Padres.
that work with your digestive tract's natural bacteria, so you won't miss a beat in your daily routine. Find us in the vitamin aisle. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Top of the ninth inning at Petco Park. The Trustin will score as the Cardinals 6 and the Padres 4. If the Padres are going to win tonight, they will have to do so in walk-off fashion. O'Hearn, Laureano, and Cronenworth due up in the bottom of the ninth inning, but obviously first things first in the top half as Yuki Matsui comes on to throw. Try and keep this thing right where it's at. Pages, Scott, Donovan, 8-9-1 for the Cardinals. First pitch from Yuki on the way, and out in front, a swing and a miss at a sweeper. No balls and a strike to Pages, who hit a game-tying 3-run homer back in the fourth inning. Padres tied Pages up in knots, hitless in 3 starts last weekend in St. Louis, but a big night tonight. 0-1 pitch, check swing on a ball down, they appeal and he went. Count is now 0-2.
Good sweeper underneath the hands. Pages couldn't quite stop the swing. He's down 0-2.
Back in the box after the timeout. Matsui comes set. And as usual, a long pause. Here's the 0-2 pitch. And a swing and a miss. Good splitter, and Matsui strikes out the first guy that he sees. One down in the top of the ninth inning.
All soft to Pages. Their sweeper, split to finishing for out number one.
Victor Scott, the second, will stand in. 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Cardinals with a couple of mid-game rallies here tonight to get their 6 runs. They are 4 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Scott shows bunt, pulls back, takes high and outside, ball 1. Remember, during the Padres' 6-game winning streak, which is still active, teams had gone 1 for 22 with runners in scoring position. So the Cardinals a lot more success tonight than anybody's had the last week or so, including them those last 2 games in St. Louis. 1-0 pitch is fouled away left side, and the count is even 1-1. Homestand comes to an end tomorrow with the day game against these guys, then a quick trip to Arizona. 3 night games, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, before the Padres have a day off here on Thursday and host the Red Sox next weekend. 1-1, the pitch. And Scott swings, loops it into shallow center. Long run, Merrill on the move, dives forward, and he can't make the catch. Kicks away to his left. He gets to it quickly and sends it into Cronenworth. That will keep the very fast Victor Scott the second at first base. A 1-out single.
Dumps it in front. Jackson already playing pretty shallow. Got a good jump, but still couldn't cover enough ground to make what would have been a terrific play on the dive. Single for Victor Scott the second.
And you got to be very aware of his ability to steal bases, particularly in this situation. Matsui, of course, can look right at him as Donovan stands in lefty to lefty. Yuki comes home, runner stays, and a fastball strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Scott among the National League leaders. He's got 29 steals this year. He's only been caught twice. So perhaps a test for Freddie Fermin back there in his Padre debut. 0-1 from Matsui. The pitch is in the dirt, smothered by Fermin, and a good job keeping it in front of him as the ball kind of kicked up the first baseline.
He's an elite catch and throw guy. Top tier pop time and one of the strongest arms you have in this league.
So all of that adds up to a fun potential showdown here between Scott and Fermin. Strength versus strength. 1-1 to Donovan. Matsui delivers, and a ground ball through the right side of the base hit. Scott thought about first to third, then remembered Fernando was out there, slammed on the brakes. But back-to-back 1-out singles against Matsui in the top of the ninth inning. And the Cardinals have 2 guys aboard for Ivan Herrera.
A couple of lefties have been able to get the job done. Blue single by Scott, and now Donovan rips the single to right field, first and second now for Ivan Herrera.
Herrera 3 out of 4. Double, single his first 3 times up. Popped out against David Morgan, leading off in the 7th inning. 2 on and 1 out. Matsui trying to work himself out of his self-created jam. And the first pitch came in. I think it hit him on the foot. They want to check swing appeal. He did not swing. That is a hit by pitch. And the bases are now loaded for Alec Burleson.
Just like that, this inning that started with a quick out all of a sudden has gone single, hit by pitch, and that'll load the bases for Burleson.
So Matsui, who often has trouble with his command, he issues quite a few walks, hits a guy here. And now Ruben Niebla will go out to chat, try and settle him down a bit. Visit to the mound brought to you by the Window Depot, offering the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. Matsui is not really a ground ball pitcher, but he has gotten 3 ground ball double plays in 39 innings this year. And that would be a best case scenario here, as he has hit a guy for the first time this season. Again, ton of walks, but the first time he's hit a batter. And the Cardinals have the bases loaded, 1 out, already ahead by 2 here in the top of the 9th inning. Mound visit over. Everybody fans back to their position on the diamond. Burleson stands in, officially 0 for 2. He's walked each of his last 2 times up. Those are the only 2 walks the Cardinals have drawn tonight. 6-4 St. Louis in the top of the 9th inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. And lefty to lefty here, Matsui to Burleson. Nobody throwing in the bullpen. This is Yuki's inning. Pitch on the way, and Burleson takes a well-placed fastball for a strike on the outer third, bottom of the zone, 0-1.
Yuki will need to be able to command the ball here in this tough spot. Gets ahead 0-1 with a good placed fastball on the outside corner.
No balls and a strike. Look back at Donovan, the middle runner. Now the 0-1 pitch, and Burleson takes low, 1 ball, 1 strike. And another thing to just keep in mind here is, Freddie Fermin has never caught Yuki Matsui until 4 batters ago. And Yuki, with that slider and the splitter, a lot of balls down in the dirt. You've got a very speedy runner at third base. 1-1 to Burleson. Matsui will set and deliver. And a check swing and a pitch down and in. The appeal, he didn't go. And now 2 balls and a strike.
Tried to split Burleson almost close, but looked like he held up.
Cardinals at all 3 bases, 2-1. Matsui deals, and Burleson swings, muscles one into shallow center. Merrill not going to be able to get there. It bounces in front of him. Scott has scored. Donovan will be held. An RBI single for Alec Burleson. It's 7-4. The bases are still loaded, and Wilson Contreras is coming up.
Yuki hung the split, and although Burleson didn't get good wood on it, he was able to just kind of muscle it in the center field on the line. Victor Scott the second comes in to score. Cards push the lead to 3.
So that hill gets a little bit steeper for the Padres in the bottom of the 9th inning. Bases still loaded, still only 1 away. Contreras 1 out of 4 tonight with a double and a run scored. He grounded into a double play his last time up. Standing in to face Matsui for the 3rd time in his career. He has walked each of the first 2 times. Bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch swinging in the air to center field straight away. Merrill back about a half a step. He'll come in, make the catch. Donovan tagging, he'll come in to score as the throw goes to shortstop. A sac fly for Contreras, and a Cardinal lead is now 8-4.
Cardinals executing here in the 9th to give themselves a little bit more space. Sac fly off the bat of Wilson Contreras, and the lead now pushed to 4.
So Matsui has come on here in the 9th inning and allowed a couple of runs on 3 hits. He's also hit a batter. And not out of the woods yet. First and second, 2 away for Nootbaar. It's lefty to lefty. Matsui deals, and Nootbaar hits it sharply on the ground right to Xander near second base. Thought about going to the bag. Instead, he'll throw to first, and just in time to get the out and end the inning. But the Cardinals add on. And last chance to dance coming up. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning. St. Louis 8 and the Padres 4 on the Padres Radio Network.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Bottom of the ninth inning, the Padres will come to bat trailing the Cardinals 8-4. Lefty Jojo Romero is still out there. And so Jose Iglesias is going to hit for Ryan O'Hearn, who finished his night 0 for 3. Iglesias DH'd yesterday, and the right-handed batter takes a first pitch slider for a strike, 0-1. Iglesias hitting .232 with no homers and 24 RBIs here in his first season as a Padre. A 1 pitch coming, and Iglesias takes inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Laureano on deck, then Cronenworth scheduled to follow. They have the right-hander Riley O'Brien throwing in the bullpen. Now a non-save situation for the Redbirds. 1-1 pitch in the dirt ball, 2. And I don't know that the save situation versus the non-save situation matters all that much to Ollie Marmol right now, because he's just kind of piecing this thing together at the end.
He's trying to figure out who are going to be his dogs at the end of this, at the back end of this bullpen.
2-1 to Iglesias. Romero got the final out last inning, and he misses high, ball 3.
The 2 runs that his ball club got is good for the offense, but the goal still remains to figure out who's who in the back end of this kind of bullpen.
Iglesias takes outside, ball 4, leadoff walk here in the bottom of the ninth inning. And to state the obvious, Padres need base runners down by 4, and it starts with a leadoff walk. That's something to smile about. Brought to you by Smile Spirits. Real vodka cocktails, not a boring seltzer. Available at smilespirits.com, keg and bottle, or swing by Baja Rick's before the game and enjoy Smile Spirits before first pitch. Smile Spirits, making San Diego smile. Laureano takes the first pitch fastball for a strike, 0-1. Padres trying to pull off a big-time comeback here in the bottom of the ninth inning. 0-1. Laureano takes outside, and the count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Former Rocky Garrett Hampson has taken over in left field for the Cardinals. A defensive upgrade, certainly over Burleson. Here's a ground ball to the right side, way to his left. Donovan gets in front of it. He's got it. Throw to first in time to get Laureano. Iglesias at second with 1 away, but certainly the Cardinals will take that trade-off with a 4-run lead. And the batter is Jake Cronenworth.
Donovan able to slide his puppies to the left to be able to get out number 1 here as Iglesias moves up 90 feet to second base.
Padres have won 6 in a row, trying to make it 7 straight for the first time since the very beginning of the season. Cronenworth swings and misses strike 1. Remember, they swept Atlanta 4 straight, Cleveland 3 straight to begin the year 7-0. But if they are to extend this winning streak, it's going to come very dramatically in the ninth inning. Half swing grounder to first base. Contreras has it near the bag. He will touch first. 2 down as Iglesias now stands at third base. And if it's going to continue for the Padres here tonight, Freddie Fermin, the number 9 hitter, is going to have to reach base. Padres down to their final out, trailing 8-4. Number 9 hitter coming up with Iglesias at third base. Fermin has grounded out all 3 times tonight, though he did drive in a run back in the second inning. First pitch from the lefty Romero is a slider, strike, 0-1. Tatis has stepped out into the on-deck area. Romero set. The 0-1 is in the dirt. And Pages uses the chest protector to keep it in front of him. 1 ball, 1 strike. Romero came on last inning in a 2-run game, so an opportunity for a save here, even though it's now 8-4. 1-1, swing and a miss. Had him out in front of a changeup that was outside, and a count 1-2 on Fermin. Freddie making his Padre debut here tonight. Iglesias at third, 2 down in the bottom of the ninth inning. 8-4 Cardinals. Here's the pitch. taken a little bit down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dylan Cease on the mound tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. Final game of the homestand. Romero, the lefty, is set and ready. The 2-2 is muscled in the air the other way. That's down and a base hit. Freddie Fermin's first hit is a Padre, an RBI single as Iglesias checks in, and it's 8-5 with the top of the order coming up.
It's a nice piece of hitting by Freddie Fermin. Got the sinker, was elevated enough. A little 2-strike approach, shoots it to right field, picks up the RBI single. Padres cut the lead to 3.
So here's Fernando, 0 for 4 on the night. First pitch on the way, and Tatis takes a changeup low, ball 1. Fernando has singled in his only career at bat against Jojo Romero. O'Brien continues to throw in the Cardinal pen. The lefty deals, and Tatis takes a slider for a strike, 1-1. Padres down by 3. They've got the tying run in the on-deck circle here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. 1-1 pitch, and Tatis takes down and away. 2 balls and a strike.
I would certainly think if Toddy's able to keep this inning alive, Romero will have at least one more bat.
2-1 is in the air to right field, pretty well struck. Newpar's going back. He is at the wall, and he's got it to end the game. Up against the jack-in-the-box ad in the digital part of the wall in right field, and the ball game is over on a fly ball all the way to the wall as the Cardinals come back and win this game by a final of 8-5. Take a break, come back, give you some final thoughts and the totals on the Padres Radio Network.
Palomar Health leads the league in patient care. Recognized by Newsweek as a world's best hospital for 7 years in a row, Palomar Health's world-class team remains dedicated, innovative, and ready to step up to the plate for you. With cutting-edge care and compassionate support, Palomar Health is here to help you win in health. Palomar Health. Champions of healthcare, champions for you. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor.
Discover Lineage Watch Company, American craftsmanship at its finest. San Diego's very own.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to beat a judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
No, is it straight protein?
Yeah.
Those very lows are what cost him here tonight. He hung a breaking ball after being ahead 0-2 in a count on a 1-2 pitch, and that really changed the course of how this ball game went. Unfortunately, the Padres, who scored in the first 3 innings, weren't able to score again into the 9th, and they end up losing this game.
I think tonight a very good reminder that the rest of the league after the trade deadline is not just going to say, all right, guys, here you go, have at it. You made those great moves. Why don't you go ahead and take this game?
I know it may feel like that at times, but listen, these guys are, especially a team like the Cardinals with all these young guys, they're out to prove themselves as well, regardless of what the win-loss record is. And tonight that was on display. A bunch of the young guys came out. Mason Wynn had the big double. You had Pajes with the big homer. And then their bullpen, you got to tip your hat to them. They did a fantastic job for the rest of this ball game. After McGreevy, I thought, threw the ball as well as he has all season.
Yeah, settled in really nicely after the early runs. They gave him the opportunity to do so, and he did. So the Cardinals, who had not been below 500 since early May, get themselves back to 500, and the Padres' 6-game winning streak comes to an end. It all adds up to a rubber game tomorrow at 1:10. Andre Palante on the hill for St. Louis, and Dylan Cease for the Padres. Totals tonight, St. Louis, 8 runs, a dozen hits, no errors, they left 6. Padres, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors, they left 5. McGreevy, the win, 3-2. Vasquez, the loss, 3-5. That ends his historic run of 11 consecutive no decisions. Jojo Romero with his first save of the year. Time of the ball game, 2 hours, 37 minutes. In front of yet another sellout crowd here downtown, 44,533. Padre Baseball has been a presentation of Odyssey and the Padres Radio Network. Our producer-engineer is Dave Marcus. Studio coordinator Bobby Sharton. For Tony Gwynn Jr., I'm Jesse Agler, reminding you to join us tomorrow at 1:10 for the rubber game against the Cardinals. Stay tuned for the Hamul Casino Resort postgame show with Sam coming up next on the Padres Radio Network.
Thank you for listening to Padres Baseball on the Padres Radio Network. Our broadcast has been brought to you by Eco Water SoCal, Hamul Casino Resort, Sinley Food, Frozen Ropes Baseball and Softball Training Facilities, Palomar Health, Smile Spirits, Genesis Home Improvements, North County Transit District, Baja Rick's Cantina, Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers, David P. Shapiro, Criminal Defense Attorneys, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Window Depot, Pine Solomon Personal Injury Lawyers, Anthony's Fish Grotto La Mesa, Lineage Watch Company, Timber Tech, Culligan Water of San Diego, KMG Psychiatry, El Centro Motors Ford, Valley View Casino and Hotel, Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Jensen Meat Company, Fraser Farms Market, Trust and Will, Bada Fulkerson Law Group, San Diego County Toyota Dealers Association, Bulkhead Energy Drinks, Kaiser Permanente, and by The Grilling Store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware. Stay tuned for the Padres postgame show with Sam Levitt on the Padres Radio Network.
Summer isn't just a season, it's a feeling. Ziplining through a rainforest in Maui, mountain biking in Sedona, and of course, driving off in a new Lexus during the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Get offers on select luxury SUVs now through September 2nd, because the greatest measure of an automobile is how it makes you feel. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Fraser Farms Market, your natural grocer since 1971 and one-stop shop for summer essentials. Now through August 4th, all natural boneless, skinless chicken thighs $3.99 a pound. Seedless watermelon, honeydew melons, and cantaloupes 2 for $5. 18-pack of fresh-baked chocolate chip cookies just $5. Huge savings all week. Shop Fraser Farms Market in La Mesa, Oceanside, and Vista. Fraser Farms Market. A better way to shop for a better way to live.
Tony Gwynn Jr. here. The baseball season is upon us, which means long days and restless nights. So I spoke to my friends at Symbiotico, who recommended I take their best-selling magnesium L-threonate daily. And let me tell you, my sleep is deeper, I wake up feeling refreshed, and my mind is sharper. If you're struggling with restless nights or brain fog, this is your game changer. Want to feel the same? Go to Symbiotica.com and use code PADRES for 15% off plus shipping site-wide. That's Symbiotica.com, code Padres for 15% off. The digital divide in San Diego still leaves too many behind. Tony Gwynn Jr. here for Computer to Kids. Computer to Kids is working hard to bridge that gap, providing vital technology and software to children, college students, vets, and seniors. For years, Computer to Kids relied heavily on federal grants. However, that's come to a screeching halt. The crusade continues, though. Your help is needed. Please donate any financial assistance you can. Learn more at c2k.org. That's c2k.org.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-351-4596. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-351-4596. 800-351-4596. 800-351-4596.
Welcome to the Hamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show on the Padres Radio Network. Coming up, we'll deliver a full recap of today's game, including highlights from the biggest moments. Listen to Mike Schultz's postgame comments. Plus, we'll bring you today's play of the game. From the Padres Radio Network, here's Sam Levitt.
We are live inside the Western Metal Building here at Petco Park. The final score here tonight, the St. Louis Cardinals win it by a final of 8-5 as the Cardinals even up this 3-game series at a game apiece. Final totals here tonight for the Cardinals, 8 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. And for the Padres, 5 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. Padres see their 6-game winning streak come to an end. They drop to 61-50. The Cardinals improve to 56-56. Sam Levitt with you here inside the loft at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we wrap this one up. Padres got off to a great start here tonight, a 4-0 lead. Randy Vasquez really rolling in this game, but then a 4-run fourth inning for St. Louis, a big 3-run home run from Pedro Pajes, a 2-run double for Mason Wynn in the 5th inning, made it 6-4. It would stay 6-4 for a while. Cardinals